Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another live stream watch along on the Dibbly-Dobbly podcast. And for the last time tonight, we'll be live streaming this Cricket World Cup. It's been a long tournament. It's been a tournament that has lasted for over 6 weeks, October, November, and it finally comes down to the last 50 overs of this final between India and Australia from the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad. For Australia, they just need 241 runs. That's the target to help them win their 6th Cricket World Cup title. And I think Australia would be delighted with that result. And they would have taken that. Pat Cummins certainly would have taken that at the start of the game. And now it's over to the batters. The bowlers did their job and they did it well. And now it's up to the batters to finish off the job and put the icing on the cake. So join us for the last time. The next 3 or 4 hours are going to be some enthralling cricket. Sit back, get something to drink, maybe something to eat, because we're going to have a lot of fun doing it. And let's have some fun. Centre Half Ward, hello, welcome. Thunder Hayes, hello, thank you, welcome. Already saying congratulations. Well, the game's not over yet, Thunder Hayes. But Australia, they were very good with the ball. Pat Cummins led the way as captain again, and Australia delighted at how they bowled to get rid of India for 240 all out. India's batting stagnated, you have to say. It was up and down. It was slow. They didn't hit many boundaries. Found it tough, and that's why they're in this sort of position. At 240 all out, they would have liked a lot more. Hello, Shannon. You say Australia will win? Jihan, welcome. You say, I'm stuck at work for another 2 hours, unfortunately. Bit of a bummer, Jihan. But hopefully you can catch the back end of the final and see Australia lift up the World Cup potentially for the 6th time. Hopefully they do. John says, I've been saying all tournament that it's India's to lose. Now it's Australia's to win. That's right, John. For the first time, we saw India under some sort of pressure. And look what happened. They were tested. For the first time this tournament, they were tested with the bat, and they didn't have it their own way. Bowled out for 240. They would have been disappointed with that. As Jihan says, Rohit wanted a slow pitch. That's what he got. Well, if they're going to lose, then, well, it's backfired, hasn't it? But anyway, both teams have to play on the surface. And we're ready. The players are out in the field. We're ready to get this run chase underway. Travis Head and David Warner will get Australia off and running, the openers. And they'll be hoping to get Australia off to a good start in the first 10 overs. It'll be Warner on strike. Senior statesman, playing in his last ever World Cup match at 37 years old. He will want to contribute in a big way. He's had a good tournament. And Travis Head at the other end, we all know how good of a player he is. He can change games in a matter of minutes. So he's at the non-strikers end. It's going to be Jasprit Bumrah to bowl this first over of this run chase. Jihan says, you confident? I still feel like 240 won't be straightforward. It won't be, but it's not 250 that Australia are chasing. It's 240, so they'll back themselves to chase that down. I think if they bat smartly and bat responsibly, they should be able to get over the line and get the job done, really. So that's all it requires. Just smart batting, just do the basics right. Someone go on and get that big score, lead from the front. John says, delicious irony. If it backfires for India, well, it would be, John. Here we go. First over, Bumrah in to Warner. Edged, and it's through the slips for 4. Well, what a start to the run chase. An outside edge from David Warner. It went in between the gap of first slip and second slip, and Warner was able to get it through the gap in the slip cordon for 4 down to third man. Oh, they didn't go. Virat Kohli didn't go. He looked at his other slip fielder. It went in the gap between him and Gill at first and second slip. Already some indecisiveness from India. Bumrah not happy, but Warner's off the mark. Bumrah in. And this one, Warner plays it through point. It's racing away to the point boundary. Will it get there for 4? It won't quite. The fielder stopped it. Jadeja will come back and cut it off for a couple of runs. And already in the end, it was 3 runs. Good running from Warner and Head. Already none for 7. And Australia are up and about in this run chase. David Warner, he wants to finish off in style in one-day cricket. Why not? He's already a World Cup winner. Back in 2015, he played in the final. Travis Head, first time for him in a World Cup final. So the nerves will be there for young Travis Head, but he will relish it. He took a very good catch to get rid of Rohit Sharma off Maxwell's bowling early today. A fantastic catch running back. Really set the tone for Australia in their fielding. It's Bumrah to Head. And this one left alone by Head through to the keeper. And there's no run. Already a very intriguing start. And the crowd here in Ahmedabad have been silenced, especially during Australia's bowling performance. They were silenced when India were losing wickets and in trouble. This first 10-over period for Australia. They'll be looking to make the most of it in this power play. Here's Bumrah. In. This one full and driven through the covers for 4 from Travis Head. A brilliant cover drive for 4. And he's off the mark in grand style. Already Australia none for 11. The Indian fans look a little bit nervy. And the Australian fans, some of them in the crowd, they look pretty excited. It's a very good shot from Head. Just throwing his hands at that through the covers. Coming off a 50 against South Africa in the semi-final. Here's Bumrah. And Head defends to backward point, no run. Jihan says, the balls are hooping for India again. And Jihan also says, quick 100-run partnership here would really silence them. Well, they look a little bit worried, the crowd. Pat Cummins did say we have to silence the crowd. And they did that to an extent today. They did silence the crowd a little bit here and there. And already, if there's dew around, oh boy, Bumrah in. And this one again, driven by Head. Through the covers, it will race away to the boundary again for 4. Will it? It will. It crashes into the toe balloon. 4 runs for Head. And he's 8 off 4. What a way to start the first over for Australia. It's the end of the over. It's none for 15 after 1. And Australia up and underway in this run chase. Excellent. Putting pressure on Bumrah. And that's the important thing for Australia. Put pressure on Bumrah, Shami, Siraj. We haven't seen that from other teams in this World Cup. They haven't been put under the pump. And that's what Australia have got to do to really back the back of this run chase early. And for Shami, he's going to be coming into the attack. Already Rohit Sharma issuing the fielders, telling them where to go. He's got a look of nervousness on his face. And he's feeling slightly a little bit nervous. That's understandable. He's got pressure. Obviously captain, of course, of India. And it is a World Cup final. Mohammad Shami will be in to start his over to Warner. He's in now, Shami. Warner advances. This one down the leg side. And that's going to be called a wide. And Australia will take the extra run. And Shami hasn't got his line right there to begin with. Stephen, welcome. You say, Head makes me nervous even when he's getting runs. That's the way he plays. That's his game. He's a very good player, as we know. Travis Head. But that's just the way he goes. Shami in. This one edged and taken a slip. Warner's edged it straight to slip. Kohli takes the catch this time. And Shami breaks through. The crowd are up and about now. Well, Shami, how often have we seen this? He picks up a wicket, first over, he comes into the attack. Warner went to cut it, it was too wide. And he hit it straight into the hands of Virat Kohli. This time, Kohli makes no mistake. He didn't go for the catch on the previous over to Bumrah when he was bowling to Warner, and it went in the gap between first and second slip. And now it's found Kohli at slip. And he's taken the catch. That's the end of Warner. And for the last time, he walks off in a World Cup match. He's gone for 7. It's 1 for 16. This final, that's not the shot to be playing. You could have left that. Just get your eye in early. But we know with Warner, he wants to be aggressive and put the pressure back on to Shami. But you have to give him a little bit of respect, a little bit. But for the crowd are up now. And Mitchell Marsh will arrive at the crease. And an opportunity for Mitch to play a really good knock here. He did that in the T20 World Cup final in 2021. So he's out there with his good mate, Travis Head. Here we go. Shami is in. To Marsh. Inside edge from Marsh. He went to drive through the offside, but it went down to third. Sorry, went down to fine leg for a single. He's off the mark. Australia want to go put the pressure on India here. John says, low-scoring games are the best to watch. They often are. They often are. You don't want to see high-scoring matches. Stephen says, why throw the bat like that? Stephen says, this annoys me. They ain't chasing 300, sorry. No, they're not. They're chasing 241, which is a modest total. It's not a 300 total by any means. Get your eye in and bat responsibly. Then if there's a bad ball, then pounce on it. Shami in. And Head, tight leave. Leaves it. Goes through to the keeper. Rahul fumbles. It goes down to the boundary. They'll run a bye. A single for Australia to bye. And they're 1 for 18. 3 balls remaining of the second over. Yeah. And Australia need 241. That's all they need to win their 6th Cricket World Cup title. They can do it. India, they haven't had much to cheer about the crowd in this game. But with that wicket from Shami, the crowd certainly got up and about. But for Australia, it's all about just silencing the crowd. Shami is in. This one down the leg side, missed by Rahul. It will go down to the fine leg boundary for 4. That's a bonus for Australia. So 5 wides. Australia will take them. Shami just straying off his line there, down the leg side. Rahul missed it. He fumbled. It went down to the fine leg boundary for 5 wides. And that's not what India need to leak runs like that. Rohit Sharma not happy. Neither is Shubman Gill with the reaction on his face. Shami is in. And this one carved over point for 4 from Mitchell Marsh. He's laid into that. He threw the hands at it and he dispatched Shami to the deep point boundary with authority. Absolute disdain. He muscles the ball so well, Mitchell Marsh. It's the power he has. My word. That was a very good shot in front of square on the offside to that deep cover point, deep cover boundary region. He's stamping his authority. Australia off to a, well, you would say a very good start, but disappointing to lose Warner's wicket. And Mitchell Marsh looking to be aggressive. Stephen says David Warner wants to play on until 2027. Yes, he did mention that. Stephen says, please get your eye in, Marsh. Well, he certainly hit that shot well to the boundary for 4. Shami is in. This one down the leg side, and Marsh will work it off his pads down to fine leg for a single. And he moves on to 6. Australia 1 for 29. They need 241 to win. And if there's a bit of dew, that's not going to help the cause with India, I'm afraid. If there's dew, it does come heavily here in Ahmedabad. And we'll have to see as the innings progresses. But Jihan says about David Warner's wicket. Oh, geez, that was a waste of a wicket. Shami is in. And this one head defends to backward point, and there's no run. It's the end of the second over. It's 1 for 28. Already a frenetic start in this World Cup final. In this run chase, as Australia in pursuit of 241 to claim their 6th World Cup title. John says, the problem with Davey, no footwork wide of off stump. John says, was a good catch, though. Yes, it was a good catch. It was moving from Curly. He reacted well. Gian says, went after a wide ball. Yes, he could have left it. That's easier said than done from here. John says, hope you're not in the middle of surgery, Dr. Jihan, while watching the cricket. Hopefully Jihan isn't. He's got to focus on important matters. And that's where he's got to focus his attention on. Stephen says, not a lot of footwork here. Throwing the arms. And Jihan says, not a rare quiet period at the moment. As Bumrah continues, he's into Marsh. And this one, a swing and a miss by Marsh. Through to the keeper, no run. Good take from Rahul. And Australia will be looking to, well, first of all, just, take a few breaths, settle down a bit. The adrenaline is pumping. It's a run chase. You want to do well in a run chase of a World Cup final. They're not easy to win. They only come around every 4 years. Bumrah is in. And this one again, a play and a miss by Marsh. Through to the keeper, and there's no run again. And John says, emergency duck, Jihan. That's the question John poses to Jihan. And thanks, everyone, for joining us. It's going to be an exciting next 3 or 4 hours. And Bumrah is in again to Marsh. And Marsh plays it off to cover for an easy single. Stephen says the legs are like jelly out there. I think everyone would be nervous. Everyone's tense. It's a World Cup final. You're nervous. You're excited. The adrenaline. It's the biggest stage in the world. They only come around every 4 years, World Cup finals. And who knows, this might be the last World Cup, potentially. Obviously, there's one in 2027 in South Africa, Namibia, and Zimbabwe. But who knows, things can change in another 4 years. So we have to enjoy this moment. Bumrah in. This one, a play and a miss from head. Through to the keeper, and there's no run. Already, everything happening. As Bill Laurie would say, it's all happening out there. It's all happening here in Ahmedabad. Runs are being scored. World Cup final. The oohs and ahs of the crowd and their reactions as Bumrah is in. And this one full, driven by head, not timed to mid-off, and there's no runs. John says, my legs are like jelly in response to Stephen's last comment. And I'm sitting down. Yes, that's right. Everyone's nervous. Everyone's on edge, especially here in Australia watching this game. But whatever happens, I think Australia should be proud of their efforts in this tournament. They've done really well to be here. Bumrah in. This one again beats head, past his outside edge. Through to the keeper, no run. Good over from Bumrah. End of the over, 1 for 29. Just the one run from it. Already an exciting start to this World Cup final in this run chase. The oohs and ahs and everyone up and about, as always. Australia just need 241. That's what they require to win yet another World Cup title. And Shami will continue. And they need a further 213, Australia. Shami in. This one down the leg side again from Shami. Rahul fumbles again. It's racing to the fine leg boundary. Kohli will cut it off. They'll come back for 2 runs, plus the wide as well. So bonus runs for Australia. Shami not quite getting his line right early on here. Again, another one down the leg side. And Rahul fumbling another one behind the stumps. India, they can't afford to give easy runs like that. You've got to save every run in the field. We saw Australia field well today. Already India, a few fumbles and misfields. So they have high standards. And already Shami will be disappointed about his start. Shami in. And this one defended by Marsh to mid-on off the inside edge. And there's no run from him. Jihan says, no general medicine at the moment. Awaiting emergency to refer me. Oh, thank you for that, Jihan. Stephen says, this ball is not standard white ball. I've never seen it hoop around like this. Shami in. This one left alone by Marsh. Through to the keeper, no run. Jihan says, yeah, India get the special ones. Yes, well, it is the new ball. It is under lights. There will be a little bit of movement for the first few overs, and then we usually see with the white balls in one-day cricket, they don't swing for long. And for Australia, they're in pursuit of 241. Shami in. This one full, lofted by Marsh over the wide long off boundary for 6. The first maximum of this run chase. And Mitchell Marsh is 12 off 9. That's the 640th 6 of this World Cup. And Mitchell Marsh has hit the first 6 for Australia in this run chase. That's going to put pressure on Shami. 90 metres in the end. Over that long off boundary. They call him the Bison, as Stephen says. They do. He's a strong lad. He's got a big head, but he muscles the ball. The power he has is unbelievable. Shami is in. And this one on the pads. Marsh works it behind square on the leg side. The fielder at fine leg will come around and cut it off. Bumrah there will cut it off for 2. And Australia already 1 for 40. And they're making quick work in the start of this power play. And already Rohit Sharma's got things running through his head. He batted well himself, Rohit Sharma, up until he got out. He would have been disappointed with that dismissal. Really changed the Indian innings, really. And he's already stamping his authority. Shami in. This one full. Marsh works it to wide mid-off, and there's no run. Stephen says, I met Mitchell Marsh once. He could easily be centre-half forward for the West Coast Eagles. Yeah, he's pretty big. He's pretty strong. He wouldn't be a bad footballer. AFL, that is, not soccer. For those who are confused about that. Australian rules football is what we're talking about. He does like his footy as well, Mitchell Marsh. So you see the Australian team kicking the footy around at training. Australia 1 for 40. So you would say it's a blistering start in pursuit of 241. Shami is in. Marsh advances, drives. And he'll get a single to deep, long off. And that will end the over. It's the end of the over. 1 for 41 after 4. Australia really putting pressure on Bumrah and Shami in the first few overs of this first power play of 10. And already Australia will need 200 exactly 200 to win. They're 1 for 41. And they will do that in 46 overs remaining, with four overs done already. John says, you mean not NRL or rugby, surely? Well, we do have people who do love rugby, especially from your neck of the woods, John, New South Wales up there. Not so much down here, down south. Bumrah in. This one squares Mitchell Marsh up, and he defends off the outside edge to backward point, and there's no run. He's 15 or 13. John says, soccer, the Poms hate that term. It's more of an American term, soccer. But football in England, of course, but in America they call it soccer. Bumrah in. And this one defended by Marsh to the leg side, and there's no run. Well, I think everyone would be delighted that at the end of tonight, this World Cup will be over. And it's been a very interesting tournament. Ups and downs. And John says, yep, north of the Barassi line, yeah. Yep, that's for sure. And Bumrah, he's in again to Marsh. Past the umpire, he's in. This one short, swing and a miss by Marsh. No, he's been given out, caught behind. For a moment there, I thought he missed it altogether. It was an outside edge, through to the keeper. Rahul takes the catch. India get the second wicket. Marsh threw his hands at a wide delivery outside off stump. It was just like David Warner's dismissal. He didn't need to do that. He could have just left it. The crowd cheer again. The ebbs and flows of this World Cup final. Oh, he got an under edge. In the end, it wasn't under edge. For a moment there, I thought it was just a bit of an air swing, but it wasn't. Bumrah knew, and so did the rest of the Indian crowd in the stands. Mitchell Marsh, I should say, walks off disappointed, deflated. He's gone for a run of ball 15. It is 2 for 41. And it will bring out Steve Smith, the perfect man for this type of situation, to bring a bit of calm and normality in this game. And that's what Steve Smith will do now. He was there in 2015. He hit the winning runs with Shane Watson against New Zealand. He's going to do the job again, just to bring a bit of normality. Stephen says, I know they're trying to make a statement here, but they only need just 5 and under 5 and over. That's right. That's right. They just need under 5 and over. They're off to a promising start. Look, 2 for 41. Ideally, there would have been none down at this stage. But Smith, he's the new batter in at the crease. He will provide a sense of normality. Bumrah in, and Smith defends the offside comfortably. And there's no run. He's the man for the job. And he'll just be telling Travis Head, let's just bring a sense of calm and, settle down a bit. I know the adrenaline's running. We want to make a statement here, put him under pressure a little bit, but we don't have to be playing shots wide of the off stump like that. You could have easily left that delivery. Same with David Warner, same with Mitchell Marsh on that occasion. We could have left it, just leave it, bat sensibly. Bumrah in. This one defended on the back foot by Smith. No run. It's not a T20 match, it's 50 overs. You need 241 runs. India know they're under a bit of pressure. They would have liked more runs on the board. And obviously with Dew potentially coming down, that's probably not a score that you would have wanted with the threat of Dew coming, which could be a factor in this run chase. Here's Bumrah. He's in. And this one easily defended by Smith to cover, and there's no run. It's the end of the over, 2 for 41 after 5 overs. The Indian crowd up and about early. This final, well, we are going to have ebbs and flows. That's just the natural thing about a World Cup final. John says, soccer is an abbreviation of association. I got schooled on that by an English mate. Yes, it is, yeah. Short for that. John says, another reckless shot. Jihan says, the great cricket guys have given up already. Yes, they're live streaming at the moment, are they? Steven says, well, he can play the cut shot, but move the back leg and maybe 90% of power instead of 200%. That's spot on. He does have the power, so he can throttle it down a bit, Marsh. But Steve Smith is there. He's the anchor. Shami in. This one jags back in to head. There's an appeal from Shami. Yeah, maybe too high going down the leg side with the angle. Right arm around the wicket to the left-hander and head. So the angle would be a bit of a problem. Maybe high as well. Not given by Richard Kettleborough, so they're not going to review it. Probably a wise decision from India because that looked pretty not out. Yeah, hit him on the back pad, Travis Head there, but probably missing leg stump in the end. So with the angle as well. John says, the great cricketer just don't want any more crow's feet. They should buy a better moisturizer. John says, Australia just need 241 runs. Shami in. This one full, defended by Head to cover, no run. So it's very important that Head and Smith build a partnership. One good partnership is all it takes. That's the old saying. You build one good partnership here, you're pretty much halfway there. Yeah, yet again, Mitchell Marsh, just not moving the feet. It was, could have left it. It was near the wide line anyway. Could have left it, would have been a wide, but easier said than done. I don't think Mitchell Marsh played in the last, in 2015. I think he was on, no, he must have played in the final in 2015. Shami in, this one defended by Head, and there's no run. Already, India's bowlers, they've been pretty good in this tournament, but they've been put under a little bit of pressure from Australia. Runs being leaked, and potential of dew could affect how this run chase pans out. And we haven't seen evidence of the dew yet, but I won't be surprised if we do have some dew. They do spray the ground with some anti-dew spray that keeps the moisture off, but I don't think that does a good job. It still comes down. Shami is in. This one, full Head works it to mid-on, who does well to cut it off for a single. That's good batting from Head. Just rotate the strike. No need to take any risks. And go back to basics, really. Hit the bad balls away to the boundary. If they bowl you a bad ball, hit it away. If they bowl you a good ball, respect it. And about Australia, they know how to win. We saw that against South Africa in the semi-final. They just know how to win. Shami is in. And this one defended by Smith to cover. No run. Anam says the score. Well, the score is 2 for 42. One ball left of the sixth over. John says, can't to see the Indian spinners come on. No. Well, if there's dew around, then it will be difficult for the spinners to grip the ball. Shami is in. And this one defended by Smith. No run. End of the over. 2 for 42. And Australia just need a bat sensibly. Get in, get set, build a partnership foundation. That's all. That's all you need to do in these types of situations and what you're trying to do. And hopefully get the job done. That's the important thing. Get the job done. Get the runs, get the job done. Like against South Africa, find a way You pretty much got it in the palm of your hand. You bowled India out for 240, which was a good result. You've got the score, 241. So let's do it. I'll get back to your comment in a minute, Stephen, after this ball from Jasper Bumrah, who begins a new over. He's in. This one full, driven by head. Good stop by the fielder at cover. Backed up well by mid-off, and there's no run. Stephen says, I didn't know that. They spray anti-Jew. They have some sort of spray that they use in India. They use it a lot just to get rid of the Jew, but it only works partially. It doesn't fully get rid of the Jew, but it helps try to slow down the effects of Jew. So they spray it on the ground. Bumrah in. And this one played out to point by head for a quick single. He moves on to 10. So, yeah, that's what they do because it's such a big factor over there in the subcontinent, the Jews. So in India, they do spray that. They do that in the IPL. Gets rid of it. Doesn't get all of it, but Jew does still play a part, even with the spray. So they've tried all different things to make sure it's fair for both sides. But it doesn't seem to work most of the time. Here's Bumrah in. This one full. Smith defends the cover, no run. I'm pretty sure the ground stuff sprayed some dew on the outfield, but we haven't seen any signs of dew yet. There might be later in the chase, which is not what India want. Because as soon as that happens, well, it becomes easier for batting. Ball comes on a little bit better. Here's Bumrah in. This one full, driven by Smith. Past the diving mid-on, but he dives in vain and it goes to the boundary for 4. And Smith is off the mark in classical Steve Smith style. A perfect drive down the ground in the V. And 4 runs for Steve Smith. John says, sprayed on the whole ground or just the pitch? On the whole ground, John, so that the whole entire outfield, they spray the dew, not on the pitch, because you can't do that, obviously. Bumrah in. This one worked off Smith's hip, but only to square leg, and there's no run. Yeah, so they've been doing that for some time now. They've just tried to find some ways of how to fix the dew problem. I don't think they'll ever fix it, but they've tried. Always trying to make it fair, obviously, but you can't really control what the weather and the elements do. So they've tried over the years, but to no avail, which is the problem. And we saw that in the last T20 World Cup in the UAE when Australia won in 2021. Bumrah in, this one full, trapping on the pads, he's giving him out, LBW! He's giving him out, Richard Illingworth's giving him out! Trapped on the crease, Smith. What's it going to go on to hit the stumps? He's walking, Smith. I don't think he's going to review it, he's not. Bumrah picks up the big wicket of Smith at the end of the over. It's the end of the over, it's 3 for 47 after 7. And Bumrah strikes, Smith trudges off. The crowd have roared back into life here at Ahmedabad. Smith walking across his stumps as he always does. This one hit him. Oh, yes, it did. It hit him on the back leg in front of the stumps. Curly running around. Bumrah giving it the old Brett Lee sort of celebration into the turf. India up and about. Australia 3 for 47. Smith gone for 4. Walk out to the middle. And Australia need a partnership. That's all they need. Just a partnership, but a bit of movement from Bumrah there. Into the pads of Smith, and he knew he was gone there. John says, Scotch guard for cricket. Stephen says, all over. I wouldn't say that, Stephen. Look, have some faith. It's only 3 for 47. Yes, it's not ideal losing 3 wickets, but Australia have one good partnership here. That's all you need. Bat sensibly. Bumrah and Shami obviously have been very good in this tournament. So it's up to Marnus Labuschagne now. He's been talked about a lot in this World Cup, whether he should play or not. Now's your time, Marnus. Go out there and get the job done. Shami is in. Head cuts, but he cuts the point, and they'll come through not for a single. Marnus was sent back, and there's no run. John says lack of footwork is killing us. Well, really, Australia should have been really 1 wicket down at this stage, really. Let's be honest, not great deliveries from Shami or Bumrah to get rid of Mitchell Marsh and David Warner. Obviously, they just threw their hands at a wide delivery and got out. It was nothing special about the delivery. The Steve Smith one, that was not a bad ball. Just did a bit off the pitch. Shami in. This one cuts Travis Head in half. Through to the keeper, no run. Gihan says, bit of all of nothing batting here from Australia, like the West Indies. Well, they just need to keep a calm head. I know there's adrenaline, there's pressure, there's excitement. It's a World Cup World Cup final. You want to get the runs. You want to be the guy who gets the team there. So just, take a deep breath, calm yourself, relax, take your time. Shami in. That one defended by Head, and there's no run. That's all you need to do. Just, take a few moments, clear your mind, clear your thoughts, and just focus on the ball that you're about to play. See, that one there from Smith, that was not a bad ball from Bumrah. Just did a little bit. But the other 2 deliveries that they bowled to Warner and Marsh weren't great deliveries. They were just wide deliveries that were cut at by Warner and Marsh, and they should have really left them. So Australia shouldn't have been 3 down. They could have been 1 down for 40-odd at this stage. But anyway, Shami in. This one, a swing and a miss from Head. Through to the keeper, no run. Come on, Travis Head. Knuckle down. Use that head of yours. No pun intended. But use that head of yours, Trav. You're a good player. Don't need to flash at those deliveries. Just leave them to the keeper. The powerful shot to leave. The Indian crowd up and about. They've been quiet today, but they've found some life and energy, as they should. Come on, Australia. You've got this. You just need to knuckle down, lads. Shami in. This one played out to Head. To the fielder at point. Backward point. There's no run. Stevens says the ball is still swinging and seaming. Yes. Yes, it is. Just need to see off the ball. Just need to see it off, The ball will get older. It won't swing and seam around for long. You just need to see it off. Blunted in a way, really. John says, come on, boys. Just knock it around for a while. That's right. Stevens says, I say it's over because their headspace is not right. Shami is in. This one defended by Head, and there's no run. End of the over. It's 3 for 47 after 8. Now, they just need to just knuckle down. That's all. Play a little bit of test cricket, as John says here. That's right. John says here, play a little test-style cricket. That's right. Obviously, India know that they're not out of the woods yet. They know Australia can find a way to come back. We saw that. Stephen says, oh, my God. Should have we challenged that? That was outside the line with Steve Smith's LBW, was it? Oh, well, then, if it was, he probably sort of knew Smith that he was gone. We'll have to look at the replay if it comes back up. Mohammad Shami getting some treatment on the boundary line. Bumrah into Labuschagne, who defends to the offside, and there's no run. Well, if there is one guy to do it, it's Marnus Labuschagne. That's not good signs for India that Mohammad Shami is talking to the trainer. Let's hope it's okay for him, but not good signs. If there's something wrong with his legs or muscles, or anything like that. Very important for a bowler that they all operate. But he's having a chat to the physio on the sideline there, getting some treatment. Bumrah in. And this one again, defended by Labuschagne. There's no run. He defends solidly. Marnus, look, this is tailor-made for him, really. You go out there, Marnus, play an innings of your life in career in one-day cricket. He's been talked about a lot, Marnus, in the one-day team. Should he be playing? Should he be not? Well, it's his chance. It's his chance today. It's a World Cup final. You can win it for Australia, Marnus. Think about that. People will be speaking about that for the years to come. Bumrah in, this one full. And Labuschagne knocks it down to the offside. There's no run. Stephen says, I hope Labuschagne proves me wrong. I was asking him to be dropped. Well, yeah, you weren't the only one, Stephen. As I said, there was a lot of people that want him out of this side. But, you know, Marnus, he's one of those characters. And this is his time. Just soak it up a bit. Yeah, you know, just soak it up. You know, they can't bowl forever, Bumrah and Shami. They'll have to have a rest sooner or later. Bumrah in. This one defended by Labuschagne, no run. So Rohit Sharma will have to go to Siraj. He hasn't bowled yet. He'll have to go to Jadeja and Kuldeep Yadav. So look to score off the other bowlers. Just see them off. Get through their spells. And look to score runs. India know that they're in a contest. And they know Australia will, they always find a way. Here's Bumrah. He's in. This one left. Oh, it's misfielded. Oh, that's just sloppy from KL Rahul. That is absolute sloppy wicket keeping. Fumbled. He's done that a few times tonight, Rahul. That's just poor keeping. And it's 4 byes. Labuschagne left that outside his off stump. Went through to KL Rahul, who fumbled it. He knocked it down, went through his legs for 4 byes. That's just poor work there from Rahul. Rohit Sharma not happy there, the captain. Yeah, just a poor little bit of keeping there from Rahul. He's fumbled a few times tonight. India can't afford to give easy runs like that. Australia will take them. That will bring up the 50 as well. Virat jeering the crowd up, waving his hands up and down like a conductor. And the crowd respond to his request. Bumrah in. And this one defended by Labuschagne. And there's no run. It's the end of the over. 3 for 51 after 9. And Australia will take those 4 free runs, really. Those byes in that over. And that will help the cause, as it would. And India and Australia, this World Cup final, a rematch of the final from 2003. Obviously, different teams, of course, different players. Obviously, Australia batted first in that final. They're not batting first here. They're in the run chase. Obviously, different sort of game in South Africa at the Wanderers. High-scoring match, certainly for Australia. Ponting and Martin did their business. Shami in. And this one tucks up Travis Head on his pads, but he defends it out to the leg side, and there's no run. So Australia just need a good partnership. That's all. That's the order of the day. One good partnership. Pretty much that's all it is. One good partnership. And we saw India in their batting struggle to hit boundaries, and maybe they were a little bit cautious at times, but Australia did bowl well to keep them to that 240 score. Here's Shami in. And this one, Head works it out to the short third man region, and there's no run. No signs of dew yet. Early on in the innings here, so no signs of the moisture on the surface. That will definitely help Australia. The ball will come on a bit better. They just need a run rate of 4 and over. That's all they need. The run rate's not a problem. It's easy. You can knock around for 4 runs and over, pick it in the gap. Then you got 4 runs and over. Shami in. This one off the outside edge. Past short third man for 4 from Travis Head. Lovely shot. Just opened the face of the blade, and he glided it down to the third man boundary for 4 runs. A boundary for Head. Let's have a look at the replay. Yep, just opened the face of the blade, ran it off the face. Jasper Bumrah, short third man, could not cut that off. That was well wide of him. Quick outfield, maybe a bit of dew. We don't know. We have to do some investigation there. But 4 runs, Australia will take that. Here's Shami. He's into Head. And this one full and dispatched down the ground from Travis Head. Back-to-back boundaries for Head. 4 runs. This one full and straight from Shami, and Head drove him down the ground for 4. The diving mid-on could not cut it off. Shami, disgusted with himself, not happy with that delivery, was full and Head pounced on it. It was sort of a slower ball, really. He rolled the fingers across it. And Travis Head picked it nicely. Back-to-back boundaries for Australia. Getting momentum back, putting pressure on Shami. He's in. This one, an inside edge from Travis Head. It goes out behind square on the leg side. He'll pick up a single. Rahul does the fielding. John says, now I'm nervous. Can Trav play a sedate role before he decides to swing? And John says, nice shot. It was a nice shot. It's a very good shot. You know, he can bat smartly, Trav. Everyone says he's just a bit of a hitter and crasher of the ball, but he can bat smartly. We've seen good innings from him where it's calculated. He's capable. And everyone knows that, no one's surprised by that. He's always done that in state cricket, Travis Head. He's always played this way. And that's why he's had the success he's had, and good on him. Shami in, and this one defended by Labuschagne to point, and there's no run. It's the end of the power play. Australia 3 for 60 after 10. They need 241 to win their 6th Cricket World Cup title. And we're into the second phase of this innings, the second power play. Overs 11 to 40. 4 fielders allowed outside the circle. So extra protection for India. 2 more fielders allowed outside that 30-yard circle. And Stephen says, shocking footwork, just all hands. Well, we all know that from Travis Head. He is going to swing the hands at it. It's just the modern way. They throw their hands. They don't move their feet these days. And no one's really reading the MCC coaching manual anymore. That's been thrown out of the bin long ago. The game's certainly changed, that's for sure. Anyway, it's all skill, and we saw that from Maxwell as an example. He didn't move his feet because he was cramping, and that was just all skill and hand-eye coordination. So the game's definitely changed. A change in pace come to mind. Jadeja is into the attack. This one down the leg side. Rahul fumbles again, and it goes for down to the boundary, but will be cut off for a single plus a wide. So it'll be 2 runs from that delivery, a bonus for Australia. And Jadeja just straying off his line. Didn't bowl well in the semi-final against New Zealand. He went wicketless. I think he had none for 63 from his 10. So Jadeja was in, and Labuschagne pulled out. There was something distracting him. And he's ready now to face. He's all good to go. Jadeja is in. This one defended comfortably on the front foot by Labuschagne, and there's no run. He does it easily there. Jadeja in. This one defended by Labuschagne to the leg side. No run. John says Maxi's innings was just pure guts. It was. It's probably one of those, moments that will stand out forever in World Cup cricket. Incredible innings, unreal. Jadeja in. This one speed in on leg stump, and Labuschagne works it to a deep square leg for a single. He moves on. Oh, he's off the mark, actually. Finally, Labuschagne's off the mark of 10 deliveries. 3 for 63, Australia. They're rebuilding. Jadeja is in. Head defends back to the fielder on the leg side at mid-on, and there's no run. Jadeja in. And this one cut by Travis Head off the inside edge and nearly chopped onto the stump. So go down to the fine leg boundary for a couple of runs. He'll pick up 2. He moves on to 19. Australia 3 for 65. Jadeja and umpire Illingworth having a chat about something there. Jadeja in, and this one full and trapped him on the pads, but probably outside the line of leg stump, maybe. Richard Illingworth gave it not out. Rohit Sharma thinks, nah, let's not review it. I think that's just missing. Nah, looked leg side-ish to me. Certainly for the line and the impact. So, yeah, now time up for India. They won't review it. The time is up. Richard Illingworth made his final decision of not out. And that's the end of the over. It's the end of the over. It's 3 for 60. Stevens says, would you like these two batters to burn some more overs from Bumrah and Siraj so that Maxwell gets the spinners? Well, they got to score off them. You can't just see them off and do nothing against them. So you got to score off them. So look to give them a bit more respect, not go hard at them. Kuldeep Yadav's into the attack. So Australia can definitely milk the spinners if you can just work it in the gaps for ones and twos. I think that will be the order of the day because the spinners are coming in now, and this is the middle over period now. So for Australia, it's all about just consolidating, picking the gaps, milk Kuldeep Yadav and Jadeja. Sort of what New Zealand did in that semi-final. Kuldeep is in. The leg spinner, and this one defended by Labuschagne for no run. Let's have a look at the LBW appeal of Travis Head in the last serve. Yeah, it pitched in line, but it was just spinning too much to miss leg stump and a bit high as well. Kuldeep in, and this one defended by Labuschagne, no run. Stevens says, only saying that because Maxwell struggles with Bumrah. Yeah, I can understand that, the matchups and that, and which batters are better against certain bowlers, but Australia would just have to play the bowlers in front of them and the situation. Kuldeep in, this one worked down to long on for an easy single by Labuschagne. That's all he needs to do. Australia just need 4 runs and over. 4.5 over required. That's it. That's all they need. Smart batting. And that's all they need to do, really. Come on, lads. You can do this. You just need to believe in yourself. The power of the mind. You can achieve anything. Kuldeep in. This one short, pulled by Head, but he can't get it past mid-wicket. He does well to prevent any runs. It's a dot ball. Bit short from Kuldeep. The leg spinner will drag one down occasionally. He's in again, Kuldeep. This one tossed up and Head glides it out to deep point. And he'll pick up a very easy single. And that's smart batting. Milk the spinners. Pick the gaps. It's quite a big ground here at Ahmedabad. It's a very big ground. It's almost the same size as the MCG, but slightly bigger in terms of capacity and probably ground, probably surface area. Kuldeep in. And this one whipped by Labuschagne down to long on. For an easy single. Good batting from Australia. End of the over, 3 for 68. That's all. Three singles. That's nearly to the required rate of 4. So that's all you need to do off the spinners. John says, yep, just focus and knock it into the gaps. That's right. That's right. And John says, turn over the strike. That's right. That's exactly right, John. That's the first thing you get taught when you're batting is to look to build a partnership, but also rotate strike and, make sure that you're hitting the ball into the gaps and you're looking for runs. If you're in a good mindset where you're looking to score, then you're going to be positive and runs are going to come easy. Jadeja in. This one, playing a miss by Labuschagne. Through to the keeper, no run. Try to cut that, but didn't connect. Opportunity for Marsh and Head. They can be World Cup heroes. People will talk about them for a very long time. Jadeja in, who spears this one into the pads of Labuschagne, who defends to the leg side, and there's no run. Comfortably in the end. Here's Jadeja, he's in. This one played out to the fielder at mid-wicket. Rohit Sharma does the fielding. There's no run from Labuschagne. Australia 3 for 68, chasing 241. Jadeja in. Labuschagne works it off the pads. Quick single to mid-wicket. They'll come back for the single. And that's what we talked about. Just pick it in the gap, drop and run. That's all you need to do. And the thing that India have is they do have 5 bowling options, but you put one of the bowlers under pressure, Rohit Sharma will have to go to someone else like a part-timer because they don't have an all-rounder because of Hardik Pandya's injury. That one worked down to long off by Head and picks up a single. Australia 3 for 70. That's it. Tick over the runs one by one. Count them down. Don't look at the scoreboard. Jadeja in. And this one defended by Labuschagne for no run. It's the end of the over. It's 3 for 70 after 13. And that's what Australia need to do. They just need to rotate the strike. That's all they need to do. 171 off 37 is achievable. Just a required run rate of 4 and over required. 4.62. Current run rate is good. It's healthy, 5.38. This partnership 23 in building, which is what Australia need to do. As it's going to be Kuldeep Yadav to continue. He's in. And this one played out by Travis Head to the fielder at deep cover. Pick up an easy single. They jog through in the end. That's all they need to do. Not sure if any Jews coming down. Well, Travis Head is looking pretty reassured and calm. Just settling down. He knows what he needs to do. Kuldeep is in. Labuschagne turns it off his pads through square leg. He'll pick up a single. The fielder at deep square leg will cut it off. Jadeja there just for one. And everyone on the edge of their seats, this World Cup final. So, Kuldeep yet again to Head. And Head plays it back to Kuldeep, and there's no run. He's on 24. Travis Head off 34. Labuschagne 5 of 20. And here's Kuldeep. He's in. This one tossed up, and Head works it down to wide long off, and he'll pick up an easy single. And that's all Australia just need to do, really. Pick off the singles one by one. A sea of blue in the crowd. Absolute dominance by the Indian crowd. There's not many Australian supporters out there in Ahmedabad, but there are some who are cheering on the lads in this final. Kuldeep is in. Labuschagne defends to the offside, and there's no run. Kuldeep in, and Labuschagne works it to point for an easy single. That's the end of the over. It's 3 for 74 after 14. And Australia rebuilding and just things just settling down ever so slightly after the frenetic start. Things have just quietened down a bit, and the pace of the run chase has been established. Just everyone just taking a deep breath and just saying, let's just relax here, just take our time. There's plenty of time. There's, a lot of overs remaining, just 36 overs remaining. We need 167, so we just need to take our time. Need 4 runs and over. Run rate good at the moment. The current run rate is 5.29. Required rate is no issue. That's only 4.64. The last over, 4 signals. Just 4 runs from the last over. So Jadeja in. Labuschagne works it out to deep point for a single. Straight, just milking the spinners at the moment in tandem. John says, I think it was the grade cricketer that commented tickets are half price because everyone's on the edge of their seats. Jadeja in. And this one played out by head to the fielder at long off. And there's a single. He moves on to 26, head off 36. Labuschagne 7 off 23. Australia 3 for 76. They're chasing 241 to win their 6th Cricket World Cup title and their first in India since the famous win in 1987. Jadeja in, this one defended by Labuschagne, and there's no run. Comfortably on the front foot. Looks assured, Labuschagne. He's got that eye and he's got that look in his eye. Jadeja in, this one worked out by Labuschagne to deep cover for an easy single. Everyone on the edge of their seats, the Indian crowd, the Australian crowd there at Ahmedabad, everyone watching from around the world. Jadeja in. This one played out by head to the fielder at point for no run. Jadeja in. And this one worked by head off the pads down to deep long on for an easy single. It's the end of the over. 3 for 78. Australia taking no risk in that over. It was pretty good batting, pick the gap, run a single. 4 from it. That's the required rate done. Just need to take your time, build a partnership, what you're doing at the moment. Right there. Well, thanks everyone for joining us, and stick around for the next couple of hours or so. It's going to be a very long, intriguing run chase, which we've entered the early stages of this run chase. 15 overs done. Here's Kuldeep. He's in. And head works it to the fielder at deep cover. Another easy single. That's all they need to do, Australia. Just work it in the gaps. Pick the 1s and 2s up. That's all you need to do. It's a World Cup final. Take your time. No need to rush. You know what the job is. You know what target you need. So play accordingly to that. John says, more than happy if we can win this in singles. That's right, John. That's all Australia need to do. If they do it in singles, they pretty much win. They just need 4 and over. Jadeja in. This one on leg stump, and Labuschagne works it out to the fielder at square leg for no run. A little bit uppish from Labuschagne, but Shubman Gill was at square leg, but he was behind square on the leg side. He wasn't in front of square, and that ball just landed in front of square on the leg side by Labuschagne. Perfect placement. Kuldeep in, and this one worked off the pads by Labuschagne. He'll work it down to Shubman Gill at that backward square leg region for a single. Rohit Sharma, he's got a lot of things ticking in his mind. Pressure of the nation on his shoulders. It's not easy being Indian captain. You've got the whole weight of expectations on your shoulders. And he's certainly feeling that at the moment. Kuldeep in. And this one, defended by head to the fielder at cover. Curley does well to prevent any runs. It's a dot ball. He's Kuldeep in. This one slog swept magnificently for 6 from Travis Head. He took on Kuldeep Yadav and he said, right, that's in my slot, and I've dispatched him over the boundary for a 6. Excellent shot from Travis Head, just to put a bit of pressure on Kuldeep Yadav. Well executed, I think. He'll be pretty pleased with that shot. Good slog sweep. Nothing like a good old-fashioned slog sweep to deep mid-wicket or cow corner. And he nailed it for 6. And the fireworks go off. Every boundary that's been scored, the fireworks go off in the background. Why not? It's a final, after all. Could he been? This one worked by head to long off for an easy single. Very successful over from Australia. It's 3 for 87. After 16 overs, Australia just easing themselves into this World Cup final run chase. That's all they need to do. Just pounce on the bad deliveries. Work it in the gaps, 1s and 2s. Build a partnership. Good, basic, one-day batting, really. That's all you need to do. And that's what you need to do, really. Just take your time. Mohammad Siraj, we're going to have a change of the bowling. Jadeja is out. Rohit Sharma has said, Siraj, you're on. And he can leak some runs, Siraj, from time to time. So Australia will be looking to put him under some sort of pressure. And you would say out of the Indian attack, he's probably the one that would leak runs. If you put him under some sort of pressure. And Australia would look to do that now. So Rohit Sharma changing his bowlers around, as we saw Pat Cummins did in the Indian innings. Siraj is in, this one full, and driven straight to cover by head for no run. Three for 87, Australia. 241 separates them from another elusive World Cup title. We'll cap off a wonderful year for Australia. They won the World Test Championship. They retained the Ashes. They've won a T20 World Cup, which was a couple of years ago, but it will complete the trilogy. And I don't think that's ever been done by an Australian team before. Siraj in, this one defended by head to point. There's no run. I don't think that's been done before by an Australian team. Maybe it has. But with the World Test Champion, to win that, and to win the Ashes or retain the urn, but also to win a World Cup in the same year. I don't think it's ever been done before, obviously. So if they do that, it will be the first time that's been ever done. Another thing that's being ticked off. From the record list, Siraj in, and this one left alone by head, well wide of him. Through the keeper, no run, not called a wide. And Australia getting into their groove after what was a frenetic start. Understandable, given that the adrenaline is up and everyone is pumped, this being a World Cup final. But you just need to take a time just to settle things down a bit. And I think that's what Head and Labuschagne have done really well in this partnership. Siraj is in. This one flayed through backward point for 4 from Travis Head. Jeez, he's a pretty good player, isn't he? Good hand-eye coordination. He didn't move the feet a lot there, but he didn't need to. It's all with his hands, and he placed it nicely through backward point for a very well-timed boundary that raced across the outfield. Very good shot from Travis Head. A round of applause from the Australian dugout. Everyone liked that shot. Siraj in, this one short, pulled by Head. One bounce, 2 bounces to the deep square leg fielder who'll come through for a single Head. He moves on to 40 or 47. Australia 3 for 92. Marnus Labuschagne on strike. He's 9 off 27. And Siraj, 5 runs conceded from his first over with 1 ball remaining of the 17th over. $241, the target for Australia. That's how many India set them. Siraj in. This one worked off the pads by Labuschagne. Easy single to fine leg to end the over. Good over from Australia. It's 3 for 93. And there we go. 3 for 93, Australia. 17 overs completed. About to start the 18th over of this innings. 241 separates them from another World Cup, and they've won 5, Australia. Well, speaking about World Cup memories and finals, well, I certainly remember 2015. That was definitely a highlight for me when Australia won the World Cup against New Zealand at home. That was in a run chase as well, but they were chasing 180 odd. New Zealand can only make that after Australia bowled well. So Australia chasing again in a World Cup final, and they'll be looking to get it done, lift the trophy at the end of the evening, and celebrate if they can, potentially. But that's in a few hours from now. We will see. And at drinks, I think it is drinks, 3 for 87. Need 154 required, Australia, off 34 overs. That's just a required run rate of 4 and over. And that's manageable. Nothing wrong with that. Well, thank you, everyone, for joining us, wherever you may be around the world, from different parts of the world, maybe joining us from India, here in Australia, other cricketing countries. Welcome as we watch this run chase of this World Cup for 2023. Last day of the tournament comes down to this run chase for Australia. Now, during the drinks break, a magnificent light show to entertain the crowd during the drinks break. I don't think it would be nice for the players to experience that in the middle. A little bit unnervy. I think Glenn Maxwell commented about that after the Netherlands match. He said the light show was a little bit off-putting, but anyway, I suppose, that's just the way it is, I suppose, in cricket, entertainment. In improving the crowd experience, that's for sure. So the players have had their drinks, and we're about to get underway again after this drinks break. John says, my son has a few Indian Australian co-workers, and most are a little torn about who to support. Sort of a win-win or each way bet for them. Yeah, exactly right there, John. Yeah. Doesn't really matter who wins for them, either India or Australia. They're happy at the end of the day. So it's a win-win, as you said. So we're about to begin after this drinks break. And Kuldeep Yadav is going to continue into his 4th over. Conceded 16 runs, and Australia have done well just to pick off singles off him and work him around the ground. And that's what they are doing. Labuschagne in head have brought a bit of calmness to the innings. Kuldeep in, this one defended by Labuschagne to the offside. No run. There's no run indeed. So, Labuschagne. Kuldeep in. Labuschagne works it off his pads to the fielder at short, fine leg, just for a dot ball. Kuldeep in. And this one worked by Labuschagne off his leg stump to a deep square leg. Pick up an easy single. Well, the win predictor has Australia back in front, 62% to 38%. And if you're an Australian fan, that's more like it. So Australia, that's all they need to do. Just work it in the gaps, pick the singles, ones and twos. They're Just happy to do that. That's all they need to do. Smart batting. Kuldeep is in. And this one defended by Head to mid-wicket. There's no run. He's on 40 or 48. Labuschagne 11 off 31. Just taking his time. He's doing the anchor roll. That's all he needs to do. Just to drop anchor. Kuldeep in. And this one driven by Head. And he will get a single to deep cover. There's no run. Stephen says, another 60 runs. I'll be confident at 3 for 150. Yeah, this partnership 48 off 66, and it brought a sense of calmness and reassurance. And one-day cricket's all about doing that, really. It's like Test cricket. That's why we love the format. Kuldeep in, this one defended by Labuschagne. No run. It's the end of the over. 3 for 95. 3 for 95 after 18 overs. And, well, India and Australia playing in the World Cup final today, but starting on Friday of this week, they're going to be playing a 5-game T20 series, which obviously is the way the current schedule is, and both teams will be absolutely knackered after this World Cup final. And then they come up against each other for another encounter in the T20 series to follow this World Cup, which makes no sense, but that's just the way the schedule is. There's no dew at the moment. The ground is bone dry. There's no dew forming. As the camera looks on the grass, there's no dew on the robotic camera buggy on the wheels. There's no dew on the grass. Even if there is dew or not dew, Siraj is in. This one full and defended by Head to mid-off. There's no run. Dot ball. John says, yes, 2015 was great. If memory serves, we lost the first ball game to New Zealand and Wellington. They went through undefeated. Yes, John, it wasn't in Wellington. It was in Auckland. It was in Eden Park, that game, where New Zealand won by a wicket. Kane Williamson hit that six off Mitchell Starc, which, so it was in Auckland. But yes, 2015 was pretty good. This one smashed by Travis Head. This one short and wide and smashed by him. Off Siraj. Only a single, though, at deep cover. And he moves on to 42. Didn't quite get it well in front of the fielder there. If he did, it would have been 4, but he picks up a single. Yeah, 2015 was good. So Australia looking to get it done again here in 2023. But considering how Australia started the tournament, everyone thought, well, it looks a pretty tough challenge, but they've reached it. They've reached the final. They've proved everyone wrong. So Raj in, this one full, defended by Labuschagne to mid-on, and there's no run. John says, close game too. It was a close game. It really was. Australia batted first. I think they made 140 odd or something. And then Kane Williamson hit the winning runs. Obviously hit that 6 off Mitchell Starc, as I mentioned. And he was bowling well in that game too, Mitchell Starc. And I think he was on a hat-trick at one stage and didn't get it. A very good game nonetheless. And then they went on to meet each other in the final. Siraj in, this one full. Labuschagne drops and runs to the offside for an easy, quick single. That's good proactive batting. And Australia move on at 3 for 97. 50 partnership is brought up with that single. John says Clark's last game too. Yeah, it was in one-day cricket. Yeah, it was. He announced his retirement. And what a way to go off in style, hey? Retire on top, as they say. Sort of like what Stuart Broad did in the Ashes. John says Clark's last in the final, I meant. Yeah, it was, yeah. Yep. Siraj in, this one short, pulled by Head to deep square leg. He'll pick up a single. And Australia just creeping ever so slightly to the target of 241, taking their time. Travis Head and Labuschagne. The middle overs can often be the most quiet periods in one-day cricket, but they can set you up as a team when you're batting, chasing. And it's very important just to buy your time. Take your time, and that's what they're doing. Siraj is in. This one chopped down by Labuschagne. Quick single to short third man, and he'll get it home. He'll get the single easily to end the over. End the over 3 for 99. 19 overs done. Australia taking their time, being more proactive. We saw India at this stage struggle. They didn't hit too many boundaries. They dried up. And India, if looking back on that, they would say, oh, that probably would have hurted us, maybe. And that's what's happened in their innings. And that's why they got to 240. It's a competitive score. But I think deep down inside, they would say, oh, maybe we could have got more if we batted a little bit better. In hindsight, as Kuldeep's continuing, he's having a chat to the captain, Rohit Sharma, about some tactics and plans. You can see on Rohit Sharma's face, he looks a little bit tense. Understandable. India have been so dominant in this World Cup, and to slip up in the final. You've seen it in all sports. A team who dominates home and away season, and you come to the grand final like in AFL football. You crumble. Kuldeep in, this one full. And driven by Labuschagne to the fielder at long off. And a single. 100 up for Australia for 3. So that's the first target ticked off. Getting to 100. Now get to 150, then 200. Kuldeep in. This one cut by head, but he can't get it past short third man. And there's no run. John says, Pup doesn't seem to get the kudos he deserves. One of my favourite players in the modern era. Yep. That's right, John. Yeah. Kuldeep in. And this one worked by head to deep cover. And he'll pick up a single. Jihan says, why is Marsh blocking? He's putting more pressure on head. Yeah, Jihan, but he's doing his job. You know, he's biding his time. He's doing his job. He's building a partnership, and then he'll look to be more proactive against the spinners. It's just smart batting from him at the moment. Kuldeep in. This one beats Labuschagne past his outside edge for the keeper, and there's no run. It's all about just taking your time. Plenty of time for Australia to get the runs. Not a problem. Run rate's not a problem required. It's only 4 and over. Kuldeep is in. And this one short. Labuschagne rocks back on the back foot. He drives it through the covers for a couple of runs. The sweeper will come around, cut it off for 2. And that's good batting again from Australia. Just already 4 runs off the over. Good fielding there from Iyer. Good pick up and throw there in the deep. Kuldeep is in. This one worked off Labuschagne's pads. Gets it past mid-wicket for an easy single. It's the end of the over. It's 3 for 104 after 20. And Australia just chugging it along. The Australian bus, the Australian train, just chugging along. And ticking down these runs one by one. That's all they need to do. They just need to do it in singles. They do that with a pretty much home. 137 of 30 overs is required. Still plenty of time in this run chase. I think everyone will be glad when this World Cup is over. It's been a long tournament, late nights, as Siraj will continue. Australia can definitely target him. He does leak some runs from time to time if he doesn't get it right. Here's Siraj. He's into Labuschagne. This one full, driven by Labuschagne, but only to mid-off. There's no run. John says, come on, Jihan. No negativity tonight. Good karma only. That's right, John. That's right. Good vibes. Positive and positive mindset. That's right. Be positive. Not negative. It's only natural to feel that way. But look, there's always a positive outcome. And they're doing a good job. Travis Head and Marnus Labuschagne are batting responsibly. They're batting smartly. It's good. Siraj in. And this one chopped down by Labuschagne to short third man. Picks up an easy single. Australia, they just know how to win, Australia. It's always instilled in Australia's DNA in World Cups. They always know how to win. Obviously, very good today with the ball. Really improved from the semi-final performance with the ball against South Africa. They improved that today against India. The fielding was outstanding yet again. They just know how to win. They know how to handle the pressure moments. India today, you can just feel the pressure building on them. Siraj in, this one short, pulled to the deep leg, square leg boundary for 4. Too short from Siraj. Too short indeed, and Head pounced on that. Excellent pull shot. He's been working on that. He's vulnerable with a short ball Head, but he's into his innings now. India didn't really go upstairs to him early on, but Siraj is a little bit short in his length. That was hit well in front of square on the leg side, down to deep mid-wicket for 4. Travis Head picks up a boundary. Siraj in, this one short, pulled again by Head, but only straight to the deep square leg fielder in Suryakumar Yadav. He'll pick up a single. He moves to 49. Stephen says, yeah, but don't jinx us either. And John says, no reverse wolves here, Stephen. This partnership is 63 off 83. It's been good. Just rebuilding slightly for Australia here. Siraj, he can go for runs. He's in. This one full driven by Labuschagne, but only to mid-off. There's no run. If there's one bowler that Australia will target, it will be Siraj. And when he doesn't get it right, like that short ball, he can go for runs and leak some runs from time to time. If you have to say India's weakness in this bowling attack, they're all pretty strong. Maybe Siraj is probably the weak link in terms of the runs that he concedes if he doesn't get it right. So that was good from Head. He pounced on that short delivery from Siraj, and that's what you need to do. Punish the boundaries. Punish those balls to the boundaries. Siraj is in this one full, defended by Labuschagne to the leg side, and there's no run. Another profitable over from Australia. It's 3 for 110. 21 overs completed. Nearly halfway, Australia chasing 241. Let's have potentially a good celebration in the early hours of the morning, let's hope, if you're an Australian fan. Not a lot of people staying up late, given that it's Sunday, Monday morning now. But it's a World Cup final. They only come every 4 years. Kuldeep Yadav will continue. None for 23 from his 5. And Travis Head's on 49. He's 1 run away from a half century. And he will face up now to Kuldeep Yadav, the leg spinner. He's bowling to Head. And Head defends to Kuldeep, and there's no run. Kuldeep, he's in again. And this one cut by Head to a deep point, and it will bring up his half century with that single. Round of applause from the dugout, and a round of applause from everyone watching as well. Well played, Travis Head, standing up when the team needed him the most. Well played. He acknowledges the crowd. He knows the job is not done, but a simple acknowledgement for his half century. Well played, Trav. A lot of work to do, but you're nearly there. Kuldeep in, this one an outside edge. It's running down to the third man boundary for 4. No slip for Kuldeep Yadav, and Labuschagne picks up a boundary. He races to 22. Hands-on heads from Rohit Sharma and the rest of the Indian fielders. But Australia will take them. It doesn't matter how the boundaries come. Kuldeep is in. And this one, an inside edge from Labuschagne onto his front pad. And it will just trickle out to the the offside, and there's no run. John says, telling me to be quiet. Now you're woofing it. That's all good. Kuldeep is in. This one full and punched down the ground by Labuschagne to long on for an easy single. Good batting from Labuschagne and Head. Sensible batting. A sense of calm and reassurance. Smart cricket. That's what you want to see. The good old-fashioned methods. Obviously, the game's changed, obviously, with T20 cricket. Players in this World Cup have struggled to adapt back to 50-over cricket. Kuldeep is in. This one punched by Head. Down to long on for an easy single. Profitable over again from Australia. End of the over, 3 for 117. The Indian crowd look ever so nervous and tense. With every over and every run that's being ticked over, they look tense. They look pretty quiet out there. Not a lot to cheer about today. It's been up and down, the volume. John says, outfield seems quicker now than when India were batting. Yeah, obviously under lights, John, so I think the dew was starting to come down, I think, a little bit. There's not much dew there at the moment, but the outfield's just a little bit quicker, ever so slightly. And there's not much turn from the spinners a little bit, so there may be some dew coming down. We'll have to see on the coverage when they pan out to the field. Obviously, it's very hard for us not being there. Jadeja is into the attack. This one short, wide, outside off stump. Misfield at point. And they'll come through for a couple of, just for a single. They were thinking about two, but Labuschagne was set back from Head and only a single from that delivery. Kuldeep Yadav did the fielding at point. He misfielded. That one hit him on the foot. And then it went back and rebounded into Richard Ketterer at point. And they get through for a single. Jadeja is in. And this one worked by Labuschagne down to deep, wide, long on for an easy single. Good batting from Australia. That's all they need to do. Just pick the gaps, milk the spinners. You can see India now just starting to look a little bit concerned. Kohli and Rohit Sharma looking, they were up and about early on. Now they're looking worried. Body language is starting to change. Jadeja is in. And Head works it to deep long off, for an easy single. Gihan's about halfway there. Yep, pretty much, Gihan. Jadeja in. This one played by Labuschagne to the offside. Quick single. He makes it home. The ball hits him into the body, but he'll cop that. Labuschagne, he's a weird character, Marnus. You know, he's a weird cat, but he reminds me of the Energizer Bunny, full of energy, and he wants to be playing for Australia. That's good. Gihan says, come on, Heady, take us home. That's right, Gihan. Take us home, Travis Head. Take us home. Jadeja in. Head plays it out to cover. There's no run. Rohit Sharma does the fielding. John says, hard to tell. Highlights make everything look misty on TV. Yeah, that's right, John. Jadeja in. Head advances down the pitch. He plays this out to deep long on for another single. It's the end of the over, 3 for 122. As Stephen says, take us home in singles. That's right. That's what they're doing, Stephen. Another single to end the over. That's all you need to do. Working in the gaps. You can see already the momentum and the body language starting to change from India. They're just worrying a little bit slightly. Australia just need 119 off 27. India, looking in hindsight, where they rue the fact that they didn't bat proactively enough. When Kohli and Rahul were batting, they only scored one boundary. And then boundaries were very rare. Australia applying the screws and the pressure. Rohit Sharma has said, I'm going to bring back on Shami. What can he do? It's been expensive tonight, Shami. 33 runs in 5 overs, but he's taken the wicket. And he's going to be bowling from the south end here in Ahmedabad. Very big ground, this stadium in Ahmedabad. Almost bigger than the MCG. Shami in. This one lofted straight back down the ground from Head for 4. He's dispatched Shami, first ball of the over for a boundary, and Travis Head is not mucking around. 2 full from Shami, it was in the slot, and what a shot from Travis Head. Hit through the line. Oh, what a shot. Held the pose. He knew it was going to go for 4. That's a good cricketing shot. In the V, straight back over the bowler's head for 4. Oh, he's a good player, Shami in. And this one defended by Head to cover, no run. Jihan says they managed to mess up the oval test from a similar position. Positivity, Jihan, not negativity. But I understand what you're saying there. Stephen says, what a shot. Yeah, what a shot. You just have to marvel at. He's a good player, Trav. You know what? Hand-eye coordination is so good. He doesn't move the feet a lot, but he makes that up with his timing and his placement. He's just a good player. You know, this freedom. You know, we all know he can play match-winning innings, and we've seen that in Test cricket. We've seen that on ODIs as well. Shami is in, and this one defended by Head to backward point. It's no run. Well, the scores are levelled at this stage of the innings. 23.3 overs. India and Australia are at the same score, 3 for 126. So in comparison, Australia are level pegging. Everyone in the crowd, the Indian crowd, there's a lot of them there. They look very nervous, tense. Shami is in. This one short, inside edge. It trickles out to the leg side for a quick single from Head. He races to 59. John says, Jihan will bring us home. Bring us home, Jihan. Bring us home. Jihan says, Australia 85%. That's more like it, Jihan, on the win predictor. That's right. Everyone tense. Even the ground staff are tense. They're watching on from the sideline. They're tense as well. They're having a wave at the camera. People are praying, hoping that someone from above will assist the teams. Shami is in. This one full. Labuschagne defends to mid-wicket. There's no run. But we have seen today, I think what we can say is that we have seen India tested today. And I think for the first time in this tournament, they have been tested, that's for sure. Jihan says this is a bit like the 96 final against Australia and Sri Lanka. Yeah, it has a similar feel to it. Shami is in. This one full. Labuschagne defends with a straight bat. Back to Shami. No run. Successful over for Australia. 5 from it. End of the over. 3 for 127. Australia nearly halfway. They're on track for another World Cup title. And they're nearly there. Counting the runs down. They're doing it in singles. Gian says, Need and Aravinda De Silva, nerves of steel innings. He was a pretty good player, Aravinda. Yeah, he played well in that final. Get Sri Lanka home. But Travis Head is probably doing that, Jihan. He's probably doing an Aravinda De Silva. So the worms are conjoining on the comparison. They're level pegging at this stage. But let's remember, India, during this period of play, when Kohli and KL Rahul were batting, they didn't hit too many boundaries. They went an hour without hitting a boundary in that partnership, and it was the only boundary they hit. Just shows you how well Australia bowled in that period just to tie them down. They only need 4.38 required. The run rate, the current rate is just 5.29. Jadeja in. This one turns in sharply, but off the outside edge from Head, and it races away to the third man boundary for 4. Australia will take that. 4 runs. That one spun sharply from Jadeja back into Travis Head, the left-hander. But he did well enough, Travis Head, to get that wide of KL Rahul off the outside edge and run it down to third man for a boundary. Jadeja in. This one on leg stump, and Head defends out to mid-wicket. No run. Jadeja in. And this one lofted by head, not quite timed off the inside edge, but he gets it down deep long on for a single. He races to 64 of 70. Labuschagne 25 of 50. Australia move on to 132 for 3. Jadeja in. This one worked by Labuschagne to point. Easy single, good batting. That's more like it. He's on 26. Jadeja in. This one played out by head to point. Deep point. He'll pick up a single. Another one ticked off the turtle. John says, always take a little rub of the green. Luck's a fortune. That's right, John. We've all played cricket. You need a bit of luck. You know, it's one of those games, really. Jadeja in. And this one played out by Labuschagne to deep cover. Easy single again. That's the end of the over. It's 3 for 135. Australia just need 106 more runs from 25 overs remaining. Halfway, Australia are 3 for 135. Jihan says, when you think. Do tell more on that comment, Jihan. Sorry. About it. We've lost 2 wickets, 2 long hops, and an LBW that wasn't out. Yeah, Shami's in. This one full, driven by Labuschagne through the covers for 4. Boundary for Labuschagne. And Australia starting just to put the gears in motion here. And Shami, he's been expensive. This is not like Mohammad Shami that we've seen in this tournament. That one full outside of stump, punched really by Labuschagne through the covers for 4. And now the runs are starting to flow for Australia. Shubman Gill doesn't look happy on his reaction. The Indian crowd don't look happy. Shami in. This one full again, but Labuschagne defends to cover. There's no run. Yeah, that's right, Jihan. Back to your comment. Well, maybe Smith should have reviewed it, but he thought he was out. So these things happen, I suppose. We can't change the clock. Can't go back in time. But Jihan says, only 100 to go. That's right. You get under 100. And that's good. Just keep ticking them off, lads. Come on, lads. Come on, Marnus. Come on, Trav. Shami in. Marnus defends to mid-wicket. No run. Come on, Australia. This is probably the last time we could win a World Cup for some time. Obviously, the team will enter some transition phase. Let's enjoy it while it lasts. It's not easy winning a World Cup in the subcontinent. Australia have done it before in 1987 under that great team that started it all really in World Cups. And we've carried on ever since. Shami in, this one full, but defended by Labuschagne to mid-off. There's no run. Siddharth, welcome. You say, how you're nervous? You're always a little bit nervous. I was nervous at the start, but the nerves are settling down a little bit. But if you're talking about the players, I think they'll be a little bit nervous, but that's natural. It's only natural to feel like that. John says, Aussies are diamonds in the rough, used to pressure. That's right, John. We're used to our backs up against the wall, are we? Shami in, this one short, pulled by Labuschagne, not timed, but it will fall short of Bumrah at fine leg. They'll pick up a single. He moves on to 32. Australia are 3 for 140. 1 ball left of the 26th. Head 65 of 71. Labuschagne 32. Yeah, just sort of helped it on its way, Labuschagne. He wasn't committed to the shot with that pull. Came off the top edge at the end of the day, but fell short of Bumrah there at fine leg. And they'll just get a single, which is the result. That's all Australia need to do. Chamois in. This one short, pulled by head through square leg for 4. That raced across the turf, lightning fast. Travis Head picks up another boundary. What a way to end the 26th over. It's 3 for 144. It's under 100. Australia just need 97. The runs are coming thick and fast now. Siddharth says, what do you make of Australia's bowling today? I think it was pretty good, Siddharth. I think it was Australia's most convincing bowling performance. I think they bowled really well today. If you asked Pat Cummins at the start of the game, you would bowl India out for 240, he would have taken your hand off. He would have shook your hand straight away and said, yep, I'll sign up for that. But I thought they bowled really well as a unit. Stark was good. Hazelwood did his thing. Cummins was good. Zampa, did his thing. Maxwell, Travis Head bowled a few overs. So they bowled well as a unit. So really carried on from the South Africa semi-final. And the fielding was good as well. Really set the tone again. And they've done really well. India just couldn't go anywhere. They didn't score a boundary for a while. It took them an hour. So they bowled really well. Jadeja is in. This one defended by Labuschagne to cover, no run. Siddharth says, India definitely got more movement in the power play while bowling. They did. It's a bit different. It's under lights. It's the evening time. Ball will move around a little bit more. Jadeja in. Labuschagne defends to third man, no run. And Jihan says, I think it's time for a dodgy ball change from India's perspective. Please don't raise that again, Jihan. We already talked about that in the Ashes. I don't want to keep talking about that. Jadeja in. This one worked down to long off. Single from Labuschagne. I think it was the great Bob Simpson once said, you can impact a game of cricket with your fielding. And he's right. And Australia have certainly done that today. And also in the game against South Africa. Jadeja in. Head plays it out to cover point for an easy single. India, they've got the field back. No one's saving the one. Australia just need 95 of 23.2 overs. They're closing in ever so slightly. Jadeja in. Labuschagne works it to point for an easy single. John says, bowling was tight and consistent, as well as the fielding, referring to Siddharth's comment. That's right, John. And as I said, Bob Simpson always said you can make an impact on a game of cricket with your fielding. When he was Australian coach, he absolutely drummed that in, and look at the results. Jadeja in. This one smashed by Head to cover. Rohit Sharma does well to field it. Ricochets, they'll come through for a single to end the over. It's the end of the over, 3 for 148. "27 overs completed. Closing in on this World Cup final. The final game of the tournament. 6 weeks. A lot of cricket. Over 40 matches. We come down to the last 23 overs. And Australia just need 93 runs. Bumrah is back. About to bowl his 6th over. Siddharth says, even with all the movement, India got 2 wickets on terrible balls and one was a non-wicket. That's right. And also the 100 partnership is up for Australia. Head and Labuschagne, 101 off 121. Excellent from these two. If you're an Australian supporter, you'll be saying, yes, I'm loving this. If you're an Indian supporter, you'll be saying, oh, we're really under the pump now. And for the first time in this tournament, you can see India really just feeling the pressure of this expectation that they always have on their shoulders. Here's Bumrah. He's in now to Head. He's on 71. And this one flicked superbly from Head. One bounce for 4 to the deep square leg boundary. Another boundary for Head. The 150 is up for Australia, and they need 89 runs required. Travis Head moves to 75. It was a simple flick off his pads. It was a slower ball from Bumrah, rolled his fingers across it. He just flicked it Head. And there was a very nice shot again to the deep square leg boundary. And that is 4 more onto the turtle. Bumrah's in. This one short. Head plays it back to Bumrah. Now then, there's an appeal for run out, but I think Labuschagne made it home. Bumrah touched the ball as the ball ricocheted onto the stumps, but Labuschagne was well in his ground, so it's all good. And everyone continues on. There's no run. Jihan says, that row at wicket reminded me of when Australia were closing in on a Test series victory in India, and Sehwag got out, running down and trying to slog Shane Warne out of the day 5 rough. What year was that, Jihan? Probably the early 2000, maybe 2004, maybe? Bumrah in, this one full, driven by Head. He's driven it enough to the boundary for 4. Another boundary in the over from Head. He's on 79, and Australia are starting to get motoring now. Bumrah's now feeling the pressure. Already 8 off the over. That was 2 full and driven nicely straight back down the ground from Travis Head. Runs are starting to flow freely now. He's got his eye in. The outfield just a little bit quicker. Maybe some dew coming down. We don't know. We can't tell from here. Maybe. Bumrah's in. This one short and played over point. Actually, to cover point, actually. Sorry. Yes. And Sky does the fielding. There's only a single, and Head races to 80. I think everyone can feel the excitement. I'm certainly excited now. We're getting closer and closer. Everyone can feel that. Getting closer and closer, Australia. Just 84 required. Bumrah in. This one full. And this one traps Labuschagne on the pads. There's an appeal for LBW, but probably going down the leg side. He's reviewed at Rohit Sharma, but given not out by Richard Kettleborough. So we've gone upstairs for a DRS, the first review of this Indian innings with the ball. So DRS review. Let's have a look. It's a review for LBW. And it's off Marnus Labuschagne off Bumrah. Given not out by Kettleborough. Let's have a look. At first, I thought it was going down leg. Yeah. Probably going down leg. The angle as well. Yeah. It looks probably going down leg to me. Maybe, yeah. Definitely no bat involved. Definitely hit the pad. Probably going down to miss leg, I think. The angle from Bumrah into the right-hander of Labuschagne. That's what Richard Kettleborough was thinking. The angle where he bowled on the crease. All these things that you've got to take into consideration. It was given not out as well. Let's just remember that. Given not out. So if it's clipping leg stump, it's no good for India because it's umpire's call and he gave it not out. Let's have a look. Ball tracking now. It's umpire's call! Oh, it's umpire's call! It was marginal. Oh, he gets away with that one, Labuschagne. Oh, Bumrah not happy. Richard Kettleborough will stay with his decision of not out. It was umpire's call. It flicked the leg stump. It was marginal. The rub of the green going with Australia. Bumrah not happy. It looked good. It's just the angle and the leg stump, and it was clipping 50-50. Oh, dear. The Indian players disappointed. The crowd can't believe it. They thought they had Labuschagne, but they didn't. Umpire's call strikes again. Well, it's a part of the system, I suppose. It's a part of the game. Jihan says, Nagpur 2004. It was a ridiculous shot in the situation. Set 550 to win. 4th innings, there were 100 for 5. Thanks for that, Jihan. Siddharth, you were right. It was umpire's call. Stephen says, kind of wanted Maxwell out there. Bumrah in. This one short, pulled by Head. To square leg for 4. Travis Head hits another boundary. 4 runs onto the total. What a way to end the over. An expensive over from Jasprit Bumrah. Not his finest over in this World Cup. Expensive. And it's the end of the over. It's 3 for 162 after 28. And Travis Head is starting to take this game away from India. Pressure mounting on India. Just things not going right in the camp. You can see the body language is animated. Everyone, starting just to feel the pressure a bit. With every run Australia get, they need 79 off 20, 2 overs. Jadeja is back into the attack. The last 5 overs have gone for 40 runs and 7 boundaries. Stephen says, as long as Head doesn't feel pressure from the guy at the other end. I don't think, yeah, that's right, Stephen. I think Marsh has done a very good job. He's hit a boundary every now and again, and he's rotated the strike, so he's done his role. 34 of 62 is a pretty good hand, if you ask me. There is dew, potentially, maybe. Is there dew? Yeah, look, I'm not sure. Jadeja is in. Labuschagne works it down to long off for no run. For a single. Sadaf says, Travis Head, definitely the best player in the world. Yeah, right now, yeah, he is. John says, decent ball, but on field, would you have given it out? That's a good question, John. I'll get back to that. Jadeja in. This one swept by Head, but only to Siraj at wide long on for a single. If I was umpiring that ball there, John, I probably wouldn't have given it out just because the angle going down leg, I probably would have given it out, not out myself. Obviously, you have DRS, so it's a lot easier to review. But if it was a game on a Saturday, I probably won't give that out, just given on the angle and, probably missing leg stump. So I wouldn't take the risk. When in doubt, don't give it out. That one defended by Labuschagne to the offside, no run. Jadeja in. This one worked by Labuschagne. Single down to long off. Who's on to 36. Stephen says, Head will get an IPL contract. I think he's only picked up a contract once before. He has. He played for RCB in the IPL, Travis Head. So he may get another one. The auction's next month. So Jadeja in. This one defended by Head, and there's no run. It's getting over 3 for 165. Yeah, so to answer your question there, Stephen, yeah, he has played IPL before. Played for Bangalore, RCB. He hasn't played for a while, I think, in the IPL. But as I said, the IPL auction's next month, so he might get a contract. So it's only fair that this umpire's call went Australia away because Smith already got a wrong call. I suppose it balances it out, I think. So Australia, a bit of fortune. Apparently Steve Smith was not out. It was outside the line of off stump. I didn't see the replay, but I'll probably see it back on the highlights. Bumrah is in. This one full. Labuschagne defends the point, and there's no run. Australia just needs 76. That's all they need from 20 overs. But that's just the way it goes with DRS. Umpires call as a part of the system, so it works in your favor. Sometimes, other times not. And for Australia, it was in their favor. So you need a bit of luck in this game. That's what you need. Here's Bumrah. His last over was expensive. He's in now to Labuschagne. This one full. Beats Labuschagne. Passes outside edge. For the keeper, no run. I think it was a slower ball there from Bumrah. Just took the pace off. Didn't carry to Rahul. John says, Marsh has found his groove and hasn't been bogged down too much. No, he hasn't. He's been proactive, John. And he knows what to do, Marsh. He's a clever cricketer, He knows what he's doing. He works hard on his game as Bumrah's in. This one full. Labuschagne works it off his pads through square leg to get a single to deep square leg. He'll pick up one. Races to 37. Australia just needs 75. 75 more runs to win. That's all they need, Australia. That's what's separating them from another World Cup title. Number 6. They've already won 5 before, and they've been pretty memorable. But I think this one will probably be right up there in the 5 others. Bumrah's in. This one full, and Head does well just to bunt it out to the fielder at cover for a single. 74 required now, Australia. 3 for 167. That one just coming back into Travis Head. That spearing delivery from Bumrah, but he did well to get the bat on that and just work it out to cover point just for a single. Well, the camera keeps panning on to the Indian crowd, and they're looking more nervous as we tick on by this run chase. Bumrah in, this one full. Labuschagne defends to cover. There's no one. But Australia not far away. Just only 74 runs. Gihan says, I have a feeling umpire's call will disappear after this World Cup. Well, it's one of those things that people talk about in the game, umpire's call, whether it should stay or not. It's a part of the system. Bumrah in. This one short, ducked under by Labuschagne. Sees it go through to the keeper for no run. End of the over, 3 for 167. 30 overs completed, 20 remain. Australia need 241, and they're on course. They need a further 74 runs from the last 20 remaining. Well, the win predictor, it has Australia at 90%, India at a measly 10%. And I think that's pretty much a true reflection of what we're seeing at the moment. John says, pitch hasn't misbehaved as much as I thought it might so far. No, it hasn't. Hasn't really. Oh, it's turned a little bit. Not much. Maybe some, potentially some dew coming. There hasn't been any dew. It's settled down. Nothing really out of the ordinary, really. Probably it does get better to bat under lights here, Islamabad. It does get better as the game goes on. Oh, Bumrah is accidentally flicking the stumps with his tail after he got it back from the umpire after his last over. Not happy with how he's bowled thus far. He's been expensive, and the Indian bowlers just feeling the cosh a little bit, under the cosh a little bit with the pressure. Here's Jadeja into Head. This one short, turning into Head, who works it out to mid-off for a easy single. And he's on 87 off 83 Head. Labuschagne 37 off 71. 73 off 119 deliveries remaining for Australia to win. They're 3 for 168, chasing 241. Here's Jadeja. And he's aborted his run-up because Labuschagne said the spider cam was in my line of sight. Just waiting for spider cam to disappear. It has, and we're underway. Jadeja in this time. Labuschagne defends to cover. There's no run. He's played his role in this partnership. Head has done his role. They've rebuilt very nicely, Australia. Jadeja in. And this one defended by Labuschagne to cover again. No run. Plenty of time for Australia. No need to rush. They need 73 off 117. The required run rate is in check. Jadeja is in. And this one worked by Labuschagne off the outside edge, but only to backward point, and there's no run. And there's another ball ticked down. Slowly getting towards the end of this World Cup. Jadeja in. Defended by Labuschagne comfortably on the front foot. And there is no run. Travis Head doing his role. Jadeja in, this one on the pads. Labuschagne works it around the corner down to finding deep backward square leg for a couple of runs. That's good running. It's the end of the over, 3 for 170. 31 overs done. 3 for 170 as Australia close in on another World Cup title. 71 off 19 required. I think everyone will be feeling excited and nervous at the same time. We're getting towards the end of the match, and you can almost sense it. And Australia, very good period in overs 21 to 30. Run rate of 6 and over. 63 runs scored in that period. So they had a very productive 10-over period there between overs 21 to 30. India have just struggled. They've been dominant for so long in this tournament. They were always going to slip up eventually. And it's come in the final. And, that pressure and expectation has continued on. And it's going to be Kuldeep into his 7th. None for 30. He's going to be bowling to head. He's on 87. He's in now, Kuldeep. Head defends to the leg side, and there's no run. Rohit Sharma, he's had a pretty good tournament himself, but maybe a little bit disappointed in the way he got out today. Kuldeep in. This one, head defends to cover a run. John says, actually pretty calm about. However, the dice may roll. That's right, John. Yep. It's fair enough. Kuldeep in. And this one, Travis Head works it down to long off for an easy single. He races to 88. Virat Kohli did the fielding. He got a 50 today, Kohli. Potentially might be his last World Cup. Who knows? He could play in 2027. If he wants to play on for that long, he can. He's capable. Fingers crossed by the person in the crowd there. Kuldeep is in. This one played off the outside edge by Labuschagne to short third man. Picks up a single. 69 required for Australia off 110. Run rate under control. They're just doing it in singles, and they've got plenty of time. India on the back foot. Field is spread. Field is in defense mode. Kuldeep is in. This one defended by Head. There's an appeal for LBW from Rahul, but I think he got a bit of bat on that Head. Not really interested, India. Rohit Sharma, not really interested. And there's no run. Stephen says, I said I'll be comfortable if Australia reach 160 for 3. I have revised that to 195 for 3. So readjusting there, Stephen. Kuldeep is in for his final delivery of his 7th over. He's in now. And this one played off the outside edge by Head, but only to short third man for a dot ball. It's the end of the over. 3 for 172. Australia just closing in ever so slightly as the overs tick down the runs. And everyone in Australia sacrificing sleep like myself, which I have done throughout the whole tournament. It would be nice to catch up on some sleep after this tournament. It's been a long, arduous 6 weeks. Certainly supporting Australia with the ups and downs. John says 241 for 3, Stephen. Now, that's right, John. That's right. If Australia do that, they win. Well, the crowd up has certainly kept their enthusiasm up. The crowd, they've been up and down today with the volume, the emotions of cricket. It's going to be Ravindra Jadeja to continue. None for 34 from his 8. He's about to bowl his 9th. He's in now to Labuschagne, who pushes this out to deep long off, and he'll pick up another easy single. He races to 41. 68 required. Australia 3 for 173. The Australian dugout looked pretty calm, which is good to see. Stephen says no reverse sweep from Marsh today. No, I think he's learned his lesson, Stephen. Jadeja in. This one defended by Head to cover. No run. think he learnt his lesson today, Stephen. I think he just said, just play sensible cricket shots, and that's what he's done. You don't need to play the reverse sweep. Jadeja in. This one swept by head to the deep mid-wicket fielder, and he will pick up a single. For a moment there, I thought he got it in the gap, but the fielder did well to come around, cut that off for one. Australia 90% on the win predictor. India 10%. That's a true reflection of how this is going. Jadeja in. This one defended by Labuschagne off the outside edge to short third man. No run. Jadeja almost ready to bowl his fifth delivery. Now he's ready. He's in now, Jadeja. And this one defended by Labuschagne to backward point for no run. So Australia just doing it in a simple way. Jadeja in. This one again, defended by Labuschagne to backward point. There's no run. It's the end of the over. 3 for 174. 33 overs completed. As we close in on the conclusion, the crescendo, as they say, of this World Cup, the climax. And we can almost see the finishing line. Australia can see that as well. They need 67 off 17 overs, which is 102 balls to put it into balls. 17 overs is 102. Obviously, cricket, good for your mathematics. Certainly 6 times tables, that's for sure. So Australia ahead of India at this stage. India were 165, Australia 174. So they're ahead on the comparison. And so Kuldeep into his 8th over now. He is bowling to head. Head advances down the wicket, flicks him over mid-wicket for 4. Into the 90s, Travis Head. A very good shot, advanced down the wicket. Just a simple flick to that mid-wicket, long-on region. 4 runs onto the total. He's into the 90s, Head. It's been a good, calm innings from him. That was just a very good shot. No risk. Kuldeep in. This one short, pulled well over the fielder at mid-on, and it's 4 again. Travis Head back-to-back boundaries, and he's raced to 97 in a matter of minutes. Australia have got it in the 50s. They need 59 runs to win. Too short from Kuldeep Yadav. Easily dispatched by Travis Head. Just got enough to clear the fielder at mid-on. Kuldeep in. This one slapped by Head and slapped hard to the fielder at long off. He'll pick up a couple. Virat Kohli does the fielding. He's gone to 99, Head. The Australian dugout on the edge of their seat. This has been a terrific innings from Travis Head. 99 in a World Cup final. That's no easy feat. Of 93 deliveries, he's hit 2 boundaries in this over to race to 99. Here we go. Kuldeep in to Head. Plays it out to the offside to point. No run. Everyone on the edge of their seat. Travis Head about to do something which every cricketer dreams of doing. And that's scoring a World Cup century in a final. Kuldeep is in. Head plays it to the offside. He goes for the quick single. He'll make it. It's 100 for Travis Head. 100 for Travis Head. Well played, Travis Head. 100 of 95 deliveries. Striking at 105.3. A round of applause for Travis Head. Everyone give him a round of applause. He has played a superb knock in a World Cup final. 100 in the final. The job is not done yet. He knows that. But he should enjoy this moment in front of this capacity crowd of well over 100,000 people. Well played, Travis Head. Acknowledges the dressing room. Acknowledges the team. He embraces with Labuschagne in the middle. He will forever remember this moment in his entire life. Well played, Travis Head. It has been a superb knock. John says, Trav, you beauty. That's right, John. Absolutely, you beauty. He has played outstandingly well. Kuldeep is into Labuschagne, who defends back to Kuldeep for no run. It's the end of the over, 3 for 185. Successful over from Australia. They just require a further 56 runs to win their 6th Cricket World Cup title. Oh, you can almost taste, you can almost feel it. You can almost sense it now. Oh, we're getting so close. I just can't. Oh, you beauty, Trav. Come on. Jihan says, amazing. That's right, Jihan. To do that in a final, where Australia were at, it just shows that, he's a good player, Trav. He knows what he's doing. And he's done it in his way. This is what he can do. As you say, Jihan, amazing. John says, it is Stephen, and he's in attendance. Jadeja in. Travis Head, slog sweeps. It's over the rope for 6. Over the rope for 6. Slog swept over deep mid-wicket. Cow corner for a maximum. Travis Head has got it down to 50 runs required. Australia are closing in on this World Cup title. Out of the middle of the Gray Nichols bat. He's going off now. He's not holding back. He's punishing the Indian spinners. What a shot. The run rate required is under 3. 3 runs and over. They need 50 of 95, Australia. They know how to win tournaments. They know how to come back from adversity. This team just never gives up. And Rohit Sharma, his reaction says it all, and the crowd as well. Their reaction tells 1,000 words. They know where this game is going to now. This partnership is ripping the World Cup out of India's hands. They had it in their hands for the last 6 weeks. Jadeja is in, and Head defends to cover. There's no run. Jihan says, it's funny on the Grade Cricketers preview. They were making fun of the fact India had a star-studded batting lineup today. They'll come up against nobody like Travis Head. That one smashed by Head, but only straight to mid-off, no run. Jadeja is in. This one worked through the covers from Head. The sweeper will come around, cut it off. Kuldeep Yadav does well, keeps it to 1. 49 required for Australia off 92. Australia were up against it today. They were the underdogs. But this team know how to come back from difficult situations. Jadeja is in. Labuschagne defends back to Jadeja in his last over, and there's no run. Oh, we can almost taste it now. We can almost feel that moment brewing. Jadeja is in. Labuschagne defends to cover. There's no run. It's the end of the over. It's 3 for 192. Australia just nearly there. They can almost see the finishing line. India know that, well, they just got to do something. But 6 weeks of cricket, you've got to be good on the day, and Australia are proving to do that. Stephen says, not home yet. That's right. That's right. They're not home yet, but they're almost there. They can taste it. Just 49 runs required. Nearly there. Do it in singles. You got plenty of time. No need to do it. But Travis Head, it looks like he wants to do it in boundaries. Why not? He's seen the ball well. It's been a terrific knock in a World Cup final. I won't be surprised if he gets Australia home. He's on track of doing that. And it's a drinks break here in Ahmedabad. Australia 3 for 192 at drinks. And we are nearly there. Nearly towards the end of this tournament. It's been one hell of a tournament. We've seen some great cricket. We've seen some great cricket. And it's going to come down to this. It will be a very thrilling conclusion to this World Cup. So drinks, and the players are having a refreshment, and straight up, you can almost taste it. John says, keep going, all the naysayers, but my glass is half full for a change. Stephen says, if we win like this, it would be up there with the 1999 World Cup. Yes, because Australia were in a similar position. They lost the first two games and they went on to win the final. 2023, 24 years later, they've done the same thing. Potentially. They're not there yet, but they're nearly there. But it's been superb from Travis Head. It's just been a superb knock from him. Well done, Trav. Outstanding 100 in the pressure cooker of a World Cup final. It's not easy, but he's delivered where the team needed him to. Job is not done yet. Australia still need the runs, but they're closing ever so slightly. This partnership, Labuschagne and Head, have taken this game to India. And we've seen India today just crumble ever so slightly with the pressure and expectations. People will keep mentioning that beyond this World Cup. The likes of Kohli, the likes of Rohit Sharma, they haven't won a lot of ICC silverware. And Virat Kohli is the only one in this Indian team playing today that played in 2011. And Australia keep marching on. So we're about to resume after drinks. Last drinks break of this final. Australia 3 for 192. They just need a further 49 runs off 90 deliveries. The time, the run rate is not an issue. It's only 3.27 required run rate. Kuldeep is in, and Head slaps him to deep cover, and he'll pick up a single. Stephen says Head will win the Allan Border medal, surely. Excuse me. He probably will. He probably will if he gets the team home here with this in this innings, and he definitely will. Kuldeep in. This one spins back into the pads of Labuschagne, works it out to the fielder at deep backward square leg for a dot ball. Just see the Indian team just feeling the pressure. Everyone looking pretty disappointed. And Kuldeep in, this one defended by Labuschagne to cover. There's no run. Rohit Sharma does the fielding, the captain. He'll be feeling all a range of emotions, Rohit Sharma. Glenn Maxwell looks pretty happy. He's having a good laugh there on the sideline. Kuldeep in, this one full driven up to long off by Labuschagne. He'll pick up an easy single. 47 off 86. Australia just doing it in singles. That's all they need to do. And that's all they need to do, really. They just need 3 runs and over, and they'll get there. Everyone waiting with anticipation. Kuldeep is in. Head defends off the inside edge to mid-wicket. There's no run. Rohit Sharma does the fielding again. Well, Jadeja's bowled out. I think he's bowled his 10, so not really effective tonight, Jadeja. Neither has Kuldeep Yadav, to be honest. Kuldeep is in. And this one worked by Travis Head to deep cover for an easy single again. 46 required of 84 deliveries, and that's the end of the over as well. End of the over, 3 for 195. Excuse me. Not easy when you're talking to yourself for nearly 2.5 hours. The voice does get a little bit dry and the throat. But we will hang in there until the end, you know. Australia nearly there, as John says. Not over till the fat lady reaches 241. That's right, John. It's not over till it's over, but Trav and Marnus are doing a great job, fantastic job, and that's what they needed to do. So probably the last roll of the dice from Rohit Sharma here. He's brought back Siraj, who's leaked some runs. He's gone for 16 from his 3, but, Shami and Bumrah have gone for some runs. Jadeja's bowled 10 overs, none for 43. Kuldeep, he's got 1 over left, none for 46. So India just have the 5 bowlers. So it'll be interesting to see what Rohit Sharma thinks. Last roll of the dice. He's got nothing to lose. His partnership has just been superb. As Siraj is in to head. This one a slower ball, short, pulled by head to deep square leg. Just for a single. 45 required. Well, the Indian team, they started well in the front of in the first 10 overs, I should say, a couple of wickets. And then Smith was out to an LBW that wasn't out, it was outside the line. And he didn't review it, and he had to walk off. But since then, Head and Labuschagne have wrestled the momentum back in this match in Australia's favour. The pendulum has swung. Here's Siraj, he's into Labuschagne. This one full, driven by Labuschagne to deep cover, and it'll pick up a single. 44 required, 3 for 197. Well, how often do we see it when a team's dominated in a World Cup or sporting event throughout the regular season or league stage, and then you come to the final and you come up short? Australia just brought that pressure on India today from the word go, from the first ball of this match. Siraj is in, this one short, pulled by Head. He's got it all the way for a maximum. Oh, Travis Head. He's cleared the deep leg square. Can't get my words out. He's cleared the deep square leg boundary for 6. And the fireworks go off. And the 200 is up in the process as well. Travis Head is saying, I'm going to get this done in boundaries. I'm not hanging around. Too short from Siraj again. It just sat up and Head pulled that with absolute authority. 84 metres in the end. And my word, he's played some good shots in this innings today. Siraj is in, this one full, and Head defends to mid-on. There's no run. 38 off 80. Australia have got it under 40. John says, what a shot. What a shot. Good shot. And that brings up the 150 partnership. 156 of 179, this partnership. It's been magnificent. Stephen says, such a clean strike. Oh, he is. He's just so good. That hand-eye coordination from Head. He's just a clean striker of the ball, as you say, Stephen. Just strikes it so well. Yeah, he's wonderful to watch, Travis Head. I'm a bit biased because he's from South Australia. I want him to do well, and he's doing well. Young Travis Head. This one, a slower ball from Siraj. Playing a miss by Head. He wanted to go with an uppercut over the keeper's head, but it went through to the keeper, and there's no run. Oh, that was a good shot, that 6 in this over. But he's played some good shots in this innings. He's hit 14 boundaries and 3 sixes. The third 6 came in this over at the moment. He's just put the pressure back on the Indian bowlers, and no one has been able to do that in this tournament. Siraj in, this one short again, pulled by Head, but only to deep square leg for 1. 37 now required for Australia. They keep ticking the runs down. It's the end of the over. It's 3 for 204. 3 for 204, and Australia closing in on another World Cup title. 37 overs done, 3 for 204. They need 241 to win. They just require 37 of 78 deliveries, and that is achievable. This partnership has taken this game from India, and you would say has ripped the World Cup out of India's hands, because India, everyone said, well, it's their World Cup to lose, and we come to the final and we find ourselves in this situation. Australia chasing 241. They're 3 for 204. This partnership has certainly deflated the Indian spirit. And you can tell the body language is not quite up there from India. They just look a little bit flat. Kuldeep is in for his last over. Inside edge from head, works it to backward square leg for one. John says, this is the thing about Australian cricket. One fails, the rest lift. That's right, John. That's right. Travis Head has certainly done that. And he's lifted. Marnus as well. Kuldeep is in. And this one played out to long on by Marnus. Easy single. 35 required. Stephen says, get Maxwell out there. Well, he's not required today, Stephen. He's not required. These two are doing a good job. There's no need to rush. It's not like we need to do it in a quick amount of time. There's no need to rush. I know you want Maxwell to finish it off in style, but these two are doing a good job, so it doesn't really concern me. They're getting the job done. That's the main thing. Kuldeep is in. And this one, slog sweep. Is it over the rope for 6? You better believe it is. Over the rope for 6. Travis Head has hit another maximum. And Australia just need 29 of 75 to win the World Cup. Travis Head has dispatched that into orbit. And Kuldeep has received the treatment again in the slot. And he didn't miss out on that, Travis Head. That was a very good shot. Stephen says, while the spinners have overs left, get Maxwell out there. Marnus can swing now. This one full from Kuldeep, defended to the offside from Head, no run. Stephen says, what about the run rate? It's under 1 now. It's under 2, I think. It's 29 of 74. Run rate, not a problem. It's 29 of 74. That's achievable. Kuldeep is in. And this one played out to deep cover for an easy single. Australia 3 for 214. 28 required. 3 for 213, sorry. Glenn Maxwell, he's on the sideline. He's hoping I probably not going to be required today. Let me just sit and watch the Travis Head and Marnus Labuschagne show. Kuldeep in. This one played to the leg side by Marnus. To square leg for an easy single to the end of the over. It's 3 for 214. 38 overs remaining. 38 overs done. Oh, it's getting nearer and nearer now. I'm so excited. I just can't contain it. John says, the run rate? What run rate? That's right, John. The run rate is not existent. It's gone. My word. Can't hide my excitement. This is worth it. Australia, they just know how to do it. Jihan says, you never lost the faith, Jack. Against Afghanistan, I was thinking, what the how are you doing? You got to have faith, Jihan. You got to be positive. And look what happened. Australia won that game against Afghanistan. And what they're doing in this World Cup final, you got to have the faith. They can do it. And they're doing it now. It will be a fantastic moment when the winning runs are hit. I remember 2015, Steve Smith hit the winning runs through square leg. He was batting with Shane Watson. And now it could be Travis Head and Marnus Labuschagne doing that. Here's Siraj. He's in. Labuschagne pulls through square leg. He'll pick up a single. 26. Stephen says this is the best batting performance at a World Cup by an Australian. Yeah. Obviously, Travis Head, he's gone past Adam Gilchrist, Ricky Ponting. We all know what they did in 2007 and 2003, respectively. But I think this one from Travis Head has to rate highly as one of the best knocks from an Australian in a World Cup final, as you said, Stephen. By far. Gilly's innings was good in the Caribbean in 2007. Ricky Ponting's innings was superb in 2003 in Joburg. But this one from Travis Head, where Australia were at, 3 down early on, he's just held the innings together. Marnus has just come in and complimented him. This one full from Siraj, driven to long on by Head for a single. 25 required of 70. Well, it's just slowly ticking along here for Australia. They know they can almost touch the World Cup in their hands. For India, it's probably slipping out of their hands at this current stage. Stephen says 2003 and 2007 were okay, but this one is in India against a stronger team. That's right, Stephen. Good point. I think this one would be even better. I think that's for sure. This one defended by Labuschagne to cover. There's no run. 25 of 69. That's all they need. The Indian crowd, just feeling the range of emotions today. Someone's got to win. Someone's got to lose. It's not nice when you lose. It's great when you win, but, there's got to be a winner and loser. It's just the way it goes in sport. Siraj is in this one on the pads. Labuschagne works it to find leg for an easy single. 24 required now of 68. Oh, I think the Australian team, for a lot of them, they are World Cup winners before in 2015, but they'll be dual World Cup winners. And Stephen says, Head won us the game against South Africa too. He did. His innings was crucial at the start. It just broke the back of the run chase. And that really put South Africa on the back foot after that, really. Siraj in. This one pulled by Head to deep square leg for an easy single. Australia just doing it in the singles. That's all they need to do. Nothing too risky. Get the job done. Travis Head, Marnus Labuschagne, be there at the end. Hit the winning runs. You deserve the opportunity to do that. And that's what they're doing. Stephen says Maxi could win it in one over. He could. Like he did against Afghanistan. And he just finished it off in that over to Majib, who dropped him. Jihan says, also in a chase, referring to Stephen's comment. It's even better when you chase them down. This one short, pulled by Labuschagne off Siraj, but to Kuldeep Yadav for deep square leg for a single. It's the end of the over, 3 for 219. 11 overs remaining. Australia are well on track for World Cup glory. Not there yet, but they're getting closer and closer as we edge closer and closer to the end of this match. Stephen says it was a gutsy call by Pat to bowl first. It was, but it paid off. You would say now it's a good decision because it paid off. It does get better to bat on under lights here in Ahmedabad because of the dew factor. There hasn't been much dew tonight. There hasn't been much spin. This pitch hasn't really played as we expected. The talk was, this pitch is going to be low and slow and it's going to turn and all this stuff. Hasn't really done that, really. It's just gotten easier to bat on under the lights. Bumrah is in. And this one guided by Labuschagne, the third man, for an easy single. 3 for 220, Australia. But it was a gutsy call, that's right. But you got to make those calls. And I think Pat's had a good day as captain today. I know he's had his critics, but you got to give it to him. He's turned the team around from the first two games to win a World Cup final potentially. That's a great achievement. To retain the Ashes, to win the WTC in the same year, and a World Cup potentially, is a great achievement from Pat. He's just got that aura about him, or something like that. This one full from Bumrah, worked off the pads by Head to deep square leg for a single. 20 required. But you had to back that up with the ball, and I think Australia did that. And they fielded well again, very good. Jihan says, this is also a result of having a really good year or two at ODI cricket. Remember, they hammered England last year, who couldn't be bothered after the T20 World Cup. Also, New Zealand 3-0 in India back in March. Bumrah in, this one full, trapped to Labuschagne on the pads. Ball trickles out to the leg side. There's no run. And Jihan says, also beating England away in 2020 was a confidence-boosting series for them. It was. Especially the game at Old Trafford where Carey and Maxwell scored hundreds in that chase of 300. That was a pretty good performance. But, for Australia to do it in a run chase in India against the juggernaut of India, who have just dominated this World Cup, it's a great achievement. I think the lads should be proud of what they've achieved tonight. Because it's been an extraordinary turnaround. This one full again from Bumrah, dug out by Labuschagne to the offside, no run. John says, and Pat was arguably our best bowler today. He stood up. Pat, he bowled well. He stood up. He got the key wickets of Shreyas Iyer. He got him out. He got rid of Virat Kohli. That was the big wicket. He chopped on. Just those 2 wickets were key. Bumrah in. This one full. Labuschagne defends to cover. He was looking for a quick single, but Travis Head says no, dot ball. Stephen says, will Rowan request a best of 3 again? Well, just having a look at Australia's fielding today was superb again, diving and sliding. And Travis Head took that really good catch, get rid of Rohit Sharma off Maxwell's bowling. Bumrah in, this one full on the pads. Labuschagne flicks it through mid-wicket. It will race away to the mid-wicket boundary for 4. A boundary for Marnus Labuschagne. And Australia needs 16 runs to win. And also that will bring up Marnus Labuschagne's half century. Well played, Marnus. 53 of 99. The strike rate is not a massive thing. Only 53 and a half. But it doesn't matter. He did his job. It's the end of the over. And Australia are 3 for 225. Closing in. Over by over. 10 overs remaining. Australia closing in. It's under 20 runs now. It's 16 off 60. And Australia have got this game, you would think, in the bag. And for India, they will need a miracle from here, which I don't think is going to happen for them, unfortunately. Marnus Labuschagne, he's done his role in the partnership. He supported Head. He calmed things down when things were frenetic. Wonderful innings from Marnus Labuschagne. He should be proud, and he's going to hit the winning runs with Travis Head. Siraj is back. This one short. Head pulls to the leg side. Deep square leg. Will cut it off for a single. Steven says, I don't think India watched how Australia bowled. We bowled a lot of short balls and a lot of cutters. That's right, Stephen. We took the pace off, and it was very difficult for India's batters like Kohli and Rahul to score runs. They took the pace off, and the Indian bowlers here just haven't done that. They've really been, really off their game tonight, and that's just the pressure, really. Steve Smith, he got out, but he shouldn't have been out. He's getting ready for the celebrations. This one full and defended by Labuschagne to the offside, no run. Everyone getting ready for the run on to the field. Australia just need 15 off 58. We can safely say now that Australia have got this game. They've won their 6th World Cup title. It's not official yet, but I think we can say that they've pretty much got this game in the bag. Everyone's excited. They just want that moment to happen. Siraj is in. This one short, pulled by Labuschagne, down to fine leg. Will it get to the boundary for 4? It will. To the boundary for 4 from Labuschagne. Australia need 11 runs to win. 3 for 230. Labuschagne helped it around the corner. Too short from Siraj. Down to fine leg for 4. And Australia require just 11 to win the World Cup. The dugout are pumped. We're home now. Australia are home. They've won this thing. How on earth has Australia won this World Cup after they lost the first 2 games? I don't know. Gian says because we won 2 World Cups, T20 World Cup, with basically their test team. I thought that was quite disrespectful. This one full defended to mid-off by Labuschagne, no run. John says cancel the T20s and play 3 ODIs. We could. But I think everyone would like a rest after this World Cup, John. Gian says, yeah, it was a brave call from Cummins at the toss, but the ball has definitely come on under lights. It has. Stephen says, we're home. Yes, say, Stephen, the sweetest World Cup in a long, long time. That's right. It's going to be a sweet victory. To do it against this Indian team is even better. Siraj is in this one, full, defended to cover. And there's no run by Labuschagne. Australia just need 11 to win. The lads know it. I can sense their excitement. Oh, I'm excited too. It's definitely worth staying up late, that's for sure. Jihan says, yeah, I think this is sweeter than 03 and 07. Definitely. I think this is the best one. To do it in India is no easy feat to win a World Cup in the subcontinent. Australia have done it once before, and that was 1987 at Eden Gardens. Siraj is in, this one full, driven to covers by Labuschagne for no run. It's the end of the over, 3 for 230. Australia just need 11 to win. Their 6th World Cup title, and the celebrations will begin in earnest. Boy, I think everyone will be jumping up and down in Australia this morning. Certainly I will. It's been a great, great game. Gian says, but probably the hype of the Indian team makes it feel that way. Stephen says, hope Gabe is watching. I hope he is, Stephen. I thought Gabe was going to do a live stream or something, potentially, seeing that Australia was in the final, but he's probably looking at the score and saying, you beauty. Jihan says, will Smith and Warner retire after this? I don't know, Jihan. I think they'll keep playing on. They've got a lot to give, but certainly this is their last World Cup, and I think this will be a great victory. Oh, let's get it over and done with. Let's start the celebrations. Marcus Stoinis has ran out to the field with Cameron Green. They're having a smile on their face. The Indian dugout, the contrast of emotions, they're looking quite disappointed. That's understandable. John says the sweetest victories are always the ones least expected. That's right, John. Australia weren't favourites to win today, and they're going to win. Yes. They just know how to win. Bumrah in, this one full, driven down the ground by Head. Long on will cut it off for a single. 10 runs required. $10 required for Australia of 53 deliveries. They've got it in the bag. Pat Cummins knows it. He's got a smile on his face. The skipper's happy. He had a good game today. He made a bold call at the toss. Bowl first, where you would think bat first, put runs on the board, but it's paid off. This partnership has steadied the ship for Australia in the chase. Bumrah in, on the pads, defended by Labuschagne to mid-wicket, and there's no run. Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, probably the last World Cup for them, you would think, and another opportunity gone for India in an ICC event. Stephen says, what's better, winning a World Cup in India or the Ashes in England? That's a very good question, Stephen. I think both. But if I had to choose one, probably this World Cup in India against an Indian team that looked unbeatable. I think that's got to take the cake. This one full by Bumrah, this one defended by Labuschagne, no run. But both of them are pretty special. Yeah, that's a good question, but probably the World Cup. That's for sure. Gian says probably the World Cup in England because we used to win the Ashes all the time. Stephen says, I think Australia has won more World Cups and all nations put together. Is that right? That's right. That's right, Stephen. They're definitely on top of the list when it comes to that. That's right. That one full defended. Whipped off the pads to the leg side by Labuschagne. There's no run. That's right, Stephen. Australia will win, obviously, 6 World Cups now. They've lost 2 World Cups, 75, 96, obviously, but they've made it to 8 finals. To win 6 out of 8 is a pretty good achievement in 13 editions of the World Cup. It's pretty staggering. Just very dominant, really. So Bumrah in, this one full, driven by Labuschagne, but only to mid off. There's no run. Gian said in the 90s anyway. World Cup in India, I meant. Yeah. No, but I don't know. If you ask the Australian team, they'll probably say, well, winning this World Cup in India is probably special, knowing that we did it against an Indian team that were the favourites to win. And it just shows you it's not over till it's over. You know, India knew they had to fight for this World Cup. It wasn't not going to be given to them, even though they dominated the group stage. It doesn't guarantee you to win the tournament. And that's what we've seen tonight. This one, full from Bumrah, defended to the offside. Labuschagne, dot ball. It's the end of the over. 3 for 231. We're nearly there. We're nearly there with the winning runs. Just a matter of time now. The formalities are about to start. And Australia have got this World Cup in the bag. John says, World Cup in India. I've seen us smash the Poms at their home before. Yeah. So, yeah, World Cup definitely in India, you know. The Indian fans are disappointed. You know, someone's got to win, someone's got to lose today. It's not great when you lose it. But they played some good cricket, India. Let's not forget that. They've played some really good cricket in this tournament. They should be proud of their efforts. But obviously today, not good enough. Siraj in, this one short, pulled by head. And it will be cut off by the fielder at deep square leg. Gill does well to cut it off for 2. 8 runs required now for Australia. The the dugout, they're clapping every run. They're getting ready to run onto the field. I hope Travis Head hits the winning runs. He deserves to hit the winning runs because he's played an outstanding innings today. Definitely the player of the match in this final, that's for sure. He is the player of the match in this final. There's no doubt about that. Siraj in, this one short. Head lofts it over the fielder at mid-off for 4. And Australia are 4 runs away from winning World Cup number 6. Travis Head, he's going to do it in 1 over and 1 ball. He just slapped Siraj back over mid-off's head for 4. Stephen says, far out. We got the T20 World Cup, the World Test Championship, and now this. That's right. We've won a lot of trophies, Stephen. Here we go. Siraj into Head. This one, full, driven by Head to mid-on for a single. 3 runs required. Oh, Australia will win this final convincingly by 7 wickets. The team are happy. They're excited. They should be. They've played well. They haven't played at their best, but they've turned up today. And they dug deep. They know how to win Australia. They're just 3 runs away from winning another World Cup title. For Virat Kohli, the World Cup will not be his this year. Siraj is in, full inside edge. Labuschagne works it out to deep square leg for a single. 2 runs required. 2 for a win, 1 for a tie. I don't think it's going to be a tie like 2019. Not going to be a super over. It's going to be an outright victory for the Australian team. The Australian supporters are outnumbered in Ahmedabad, but they'll be having a party tonight. And definitely the Australian team will be having a party as well. They'll go into the early hour morning. That's for sure. They deserve it. This team have divined all the odds. Siraj is in. Head short, pulled away. He's out. No, he's out. Oh, Travis Head. No, he's hit it straight to Shubman Gill. Oh, no, Travis Head. Oh, he picked out Shubman Gill at deep square leg. Oh, he should have hit the winning runs. Oh, no. Oh, he's played well, Trav. It doesn't matter. Hold your head up high, Travis Head. No pun intended. You've played superbly, my friend. 137 in a World Cup final. You should be proud of that. Not meant to be, but you should walk off and enjoy this moment. You've played superbly. Maxwell will come out and he will probably hit the winning runs with a boundary. Travis Head has to depart for 137. It's 4 for 239. Stephen says, oh no, but Stephen, you got your wish. Glenn Maxwell's out there. He's going to finish it off. But well played, Travis Head. Well played. The team patting him on the back saying, well done. You did the job. My word, that's probably one of the best innings I've seen in a World Cup final by an Australian, as we've talked about before. It's certainly one of the best in a World Cup final as well. We've seen a few over the years. But Glenn Maxwell, he's on strike. It will be fitting for Maxwell to hit the winning runs. Australia just need 2 to win. Stephen says reverse sweep for the winning runs. I think he'll do that, Stephen. You wouldn't put it past it, Glenn. The big show, he wants to do it in a big way. Here we go. Siraj into Maxwell. This one short, pulled by Maxwell. Will it get to the boundary around? Will they come back for 2? They will come back for 2. And Australia win the 6th World Cup title. They run onto the field. Australia win by 6 wickets. And they are the world champions of 2023. Well played, Australia. They have defied the odds to win this World Cup final. And Travis Head, Marnus Labuschagne have got the job done for Australia. Outstanding performance. The fireworks go off in Ahmedabad, and for Australia, the celebrations begin. Outstanding World Cup. They are the champions for the 6th time. Fantastic performance. Jihan says, fantastic innings from Head it was. And John says, that won't bother Trav. Bet he won't be sad. He won't be sad. He's delighted. Big smile on his face. Jihan says, congrats. Great performance. The team have done it. We've got to give credit to the Indian team. They're disappointed. They're dejected. They played some good cricket in India. They really played some good cricket in this tournament, but it wasn't to be in the final. Someone's got to win, someone's got to lose, but they played some good cricket in this final. Siraj emotional. At the end of the day, they are human beings. And well played, Australia. Well played, India. I think the game of cricket was the winner today. And Stephen says, well done. You called it early. Yeah, that's a great moment for me. It was all worth it for the last 6 weeks just to stay up late and watch this moment. Unreal. You got to feel for India. They were dominant. Just not meant to be. They just weren't at their best today. They struggled with the bat. They struggled with the ball. Australia just too good. And the juggernaut of India has been brought down by Australia. Stephen says, just shows tournament cricket is different to regular home and away series. That's right, Stephen. That's right. That's right. That's exactly right. It's just a different sort of pressure. And Australia just know how to win under this sort of pressure. Rohit Sharma walks off with his head bowed down. Oh, he'll be disappointed. Siraj had tears in his eyes. It's not his fault. You know, he shouldn't blame himself, Siraj. It's not his fault. He shouldn't be too hard on himself. It just shows you that it means a lot to the players. You work so hard for this moment, and when you win, it's great. But when you lose, it's very heartbreaking. The teams are shaking hands. We're getting ready for the presentations. And Australia win World Cup number 6. They just know how to win the tournaments. World Test Championship, T20 World Cup winners, and now 6-time World Cup winners. It's got a nice ring to it, that's for sure. India, they acknowledge the crowd as they walk off the field, disappointed. But Australia, they're lapping this up, and they should enjoy this moment. It's not every day that you have these moments in cricket. For Marnus Labuschagne, what an innings. Everyone said he should have been dropped. I don't think they'll be saying that now. They'll be saying Marnus, the hero. And for Travis Head, what an innings. What an innings when Australia were in trouble early. They lost Warner. They lost Marsh. They lost Smith. He shouldn't have been out LBW, but he walked anyway. But he held his nerve, Trav, and with Marsh built a very good partnership that ripped this game away from India and helped Australia win their 6th ever World Cup title. Unbelievable. I've run out of words to describe this moment. I think we should just sit back and just marvel at what we have just seen. What an achievement by this Australian team. There were none and two. They lost against India badly in the first game of the tournament. They lost against South Africa badly. But then they won 8 games in a row to qualify. They won 7 in a row to qualify for the semis. They defeated South Africa in the semi-final. And now they've defeated India in the final. It's just an incredible turnaround. What a performance. And Marsh Labuschagne is now going to say a few words on the broadcast. He can't believe what he's just done. He's pumped. He should. It was a superb innings. John says, I'm so happy, and that was so sweet. It's been a long 6 months or so going back to the WTC. The late nights, early mornings, totally worth it. That's right, John. Absolutely. 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 Totally worth it, that's for sure. It was an amazing performance by Australia. And they've done enough to get the job done. Unbelievable. And I think everyone in Australia will be pretty pumped as the team get ready for the presentations. And the celebrations will begin in earnest, and they should. Australia have achieved something that many people thought would not happen. India, it was their World Cup to win. They were so dominant, but Australia just too good on the day. And that's all it is. Whoever plays well on the day will win, and Australia did that. They bowled well, they fielded well. They bowled India for 240, which was a good score. And they put the Indian bowlers under pressure, and that was the difference. The Head and Labuschagne partnership just took this game away, and you better believe it, because it actually happened. It's not a dream. Australia actually won this final. The players are talking to the media. They're having a good time. Josh and Glenn there. Why not? Glenn hit the winning runs. He's had a pretty good World Cup. That innings of 201 against Afghanistan. He hit the winning runs, the fastest World Cup century. He's had a pretty good World Cup, Glenn. Josh Hazlewood bowled well today. He did his role in this tournament, and the rest of the team did as well. So there we have it. There we go. Nothing more to say, really. It's a great feeling if you're in Australia on an early morning. Australia, just another World Cup win. Nothing new. But outstanding. As John says, always back the underdog. We didn't just trip over the line, but smashed it. Oh, we did. We absolutely did, John. Just smashed it, absolutely. Well, I'm out of words to describe what we've just seen. We'll have a quick summary and wrap up. And if anyone has any final comments, we'll get to those. I think everyone's just enjoying this moment, just seeing the team just celebrate, enjoy it. It's not easy to win a World Cup at home. It's always great when you win a World Cup at home, which Australia did in 2015. But to win it away in India is even better. 2023, this World Cup is probably the best. For me personally, 2015 will always have a special place, but 2023, it's right up there. None and two, and they came back and won the whole thing. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. David Warner, what a way to finish his one-day career, that's for sure, and his World Cup career. He had a great World Cup. Over 500 runs, couple of centuries. He did his role. Yeah, he was disappointed in the way he got out tonight, but he's got a smile on his face, and that's the main thing. And Steve Smith as well. Not out, LBW, but doesn't matter now. You can forget about that because Australia have won this World Cup. John says, Nick will be heartbroken, but he'll handle the defeat with grace and dignity. That's for sure, John. But I think Gabe would be a bit unbearable, I think. I think Gabe will be delighted, obviously supporting Australia because the West Indies are not here. So, yes. Australia, they didn't play their best cricket throughout this tournament. They just did enough to win. It wasn't perfect, but where it mattered, the semi-final and the final, they turned it on and they got the job done. It wasn't convincing against South Africa, that run chase, but they got it done. They found a way. And in the final, it wasn't convincing at the start of the run chase here. And you thought, oh no, here we go again. But Travis Head and Marnus Labuschagne just took this game away in a matter of minutes. And Australia, very delighted. They came here with a goal. That was to win. And they've certainly achieved that goal. Absolutely, they have. And I think the boys will enjoy a few beverages tonight. Absolutely. I think they'll be having a late night in India. Why not? And for some of them, I suppose they've got to get ready for the T20 series, I suppose. Steve Smith's saying on. Anyway, let's just enjoy this moment. John says, Gabe can fly over and give us a hug. He can. It's a long flight, but he'll be pumped. He'll be celebrating, that's for sure. And Mitchell Marsh, Mitchell Stark, two-time World Cup winners, of course. They played in 2015, and now they've won the World Cup twice. Steve Smith and Warner as well, Pat Cummins, Maxwell, Josh Hazlewood, two-time World Cup winners out of the Australian squad. And for the rest of them, it's their first time winning a World Cup. Absolutely. So we're going to have a quick summary of what happened in this final. And it had it all, ups and downs. And let's just have a quick recap of what happened in this final today. Well, India batted first. They made 240 all out. India wasn't easy with the bat. They weren't at their dominant best. They were up and down in the run in the batting. Obviously, KL Rahul top scored was 66. Virat Kohli got a nice 54. But they were bowled out for 240. And the Australian bowlers did very well to really keep the Indian batting pretty quiet throughout their innings. The Australian bowlers all took wickets. They all did their job. Stark took 3 wickets, 2 wickets for Hazlewood, 2 wickets for Pat Cummins, a wicket each for Maxwell and Zampa, no wickets for Marsh and Travis Head. Australia needed 241 to win. They were in early trouble when they lost David Warner at 1 for 16. They lost Mitchell Marsh at 2 for 41. They lost Smith at 3 for 47. But then Travis Head and Marnus Labuschagne combined with a very good partnership. Unfortunately, Travis Head couldn't hit the winning runs. He got out just before the winning runs were hit. 137. He made a terrific knock. Marnus Labuschagne batted in support of him very well. 58 he made off 110 balls. And Australia chased down the total with 7 overs to spare. 4 for 241. The Indian bowlers found it tough. They weren't at their dominant best. They didn't have it their way. Bumrah picked up 2 wickets, a wicket for Shami and Siraj, no wickets for Jadeja and Kuldeep Yadav. The spin threat was nullified by the Australian batters, and that was a big talking point coming into the final. Australia win by 6 wickets, and they win their 6th World Cup title and are world champions in 2023. John says, just quietly, I ordered a 2015 replica World Cup trophy. I'll send a photo once it arrives. Oh, really, John? Excellent. Fantastic. Obviously getting close to the real thing, of course. But that's good to hear, John. I'll be looking forward to that. Well, there we go. What a World Cup. We come to an end finally. After 6 or so weeks, Australia have finally wrapped up this tournament. It's been an incredible tournament. And for Australia, they are the winners of the World Cup. Well, I think that will do us. Just want to say thanks, everyone, for being with us for the live streams over this World Cup. It's been a long tournament, the long hours. I hope everyone enjoyed it. Thank you so much for joining us for these live streams. I hope you had a good time. And thank you, everyone, for tuning into the podcast during the World Cup as well. I think we've earned a little break. I think it's been a long tournament, that's for sure. Thank you, Jihad. You say, thanks for your efforts and live streams during this tournament. A great effort. Thank you, Jihan. I think I earned a bit of a rest now. It's been a long, grinding tournament, but it's been worth it. Australia have won. What a game. What a final. I hope everyone enjoyed it. That's the main thing. Stephen says, thanks. No worries, Stephen. Thank you. Glad you enjoyed it. And John says, streaming next in our summer, I assume. That's the plan, John. You know, we've got a big summer of cricket in Australia, Test series against Pakistan, West Indies, ODIs against the West Indies and T20s. So we'll definitely be streaming. But we deserve a rest. It's been very grinding, as I said, but we deserve a rest. I deserve a little bit of a rest, but it's been good. It's just been good to do it. So glad that everyone enjoyed it. And thank you to everyone who's supported us, subscribed and commented on the videos during this World Cup. I really appreciate it. And I hope everyone enjoyed the tournament. It was a great World Cup. Sad that it's coming to an end, but we look forward to the next one in 4 years' time in 2027. Can Australia defend their title? Who knows? They'll have a different team, but I think they'll definitely give it a red-hot crack. But Australia winning by 6 wickets. Number 6 in Cricket World Cups, that's for sure. But if anyone has final comments that they would like to share in the chat, we'll get to them. And then we'll sign off, and I think we'll enjoy this this victory, that's for sure. But what a game, just a final thoughts, just to finish off. What a game, cricket. Australia turned it on from the word go. They gave it a good crack. They were behind in this World Cup, but to come back the way they did was outstanding. Everyone played well. Everyone, the team gelled together. They peaked at the right time. It was a special performance today. Definitely underdogs. Everyone thought India, it's their World Cup to win. But that doesn't happen. Just because you're the favourites doesn't mean you're going to win. And that's what happened today. Pat Cummins signing the camera. He's pretty pumped. He should be, Pat. He's a World Cup winning captain. And he's going to get that winner's medallion around his neck for the presentation. And he got the 2 key wickets of Iyer, Curley. Josh Inglis was good behind the stumps. David Warner was good in the field again. Pat was good with the ball. Smith, he didn't do much, but he was good. Josh did well. Everyone did well. Travis Head was good. Marnus Labuschagne did his role. India, gutted, disappointed. They dominated. They played so well. And they just fell at the last hurdle, that's for sure. And Glenn Maxwell, that pull to the leg side to hit the winning runs. He was coming back for 2 always. And he knew as soon as he left off his bat, that ball, he was coming back for the second run. The winning moments, him hugging Labuschagne, just that celebration, that moment is always a special moment that these players will always remember. World Cup winners. That's pretty. That's why you play cricket, that's for sure. Enjoy it with your mates. You play for these moments as an international cricketer. Outstanding. And why not fireworks as well from Australia? Nothing more to say. I can't add anything to what I've just said. I've just ran out of things to say. It's just unbelievable. John says, yes, we do. I'm knackered and I'm not even talking. My son will be pumped when I tell him the result in the morning. Oh, that's for sure, John. He will be. But I think that will do us. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us for the live streams over the last 6 or so weeks. I really appreciate it. Stay tuned. We've got more episodes coming during the Australian summer. We look forward to that. But also stay tuned for the final review. My thoughts on the final and talking about where the game was won and lost. Stay tuned for that. That episode will be coming out in the next few days once we recover from our celebrations. And John says, don't underestimate Marsh's contribution to this series. Quite achiever. That's right, John. He played some really good knocks. He got a 70-odd in one game. I think it was against the Dutch. He got 60-odd. So he's played some good innings, Marnus. He did his role tonight, and I think he proved his critics a little bit wrong tonight. And I think it was the right call to have him in the side. Certainly paid off. But yeah, that's right. Let's not underestimate his contributions. That's for sure. I totally agree with that. So yeah, what a win by Australia. A fantastic performance, that's for sure. But as I was saying, thank you everyone for tuning in with the live streams over the last 6 weeks. It's been great fun. We can finally get some sleep, but we will be back in a big way. As John says, heir apparent smudge. Yeah, that's right. He is. Marnus. He's the heir apparent, that's for sure. He will always remember this innings for sure, that's for sure. Terrific knock. Good partnership with Head and really got the team over the line. And that's the main thing. Where Australia were looking a bit shaky, got it done. And that's the main thing. Australia just found a way to get it done. But there we go. All done for another 4 years. World Cup done and dusted. And there we go. But I think everyone will be celebrating and enjoying this moment if you're from Australia. And for India, disappointed, but they played some good cricket. Let's just say that. And it's not easy when you're the losing side of a final. It's always the hardest thing. But they should be proud of what they've achieved. But for Australia, a fantastic, as I keep saying, fantastic performance. And there we go. I think that's a good note to finish on. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. If you haven't done so yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Twitter and on Instagram. Podcast is available on Anchor, Spotify, and on Apple Podcasts. And stay tuned for our final review of the World Cup and my thoughts about this game and how Australia won and lost it, where this game was won and lost and how Australia went on to win this final. So that episode will be coming out in the next few days. And also the Australian summer we've got to look forward to as well. And that will be starting in next month, actually, next few weeks. Thank you, John. Ciao. And we hope to see you back. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Hope you enjoyed it. Australia world champions for the 6th time. Let the celebrations begin. Until next time, keep safe and bye for now.